Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and those that are tuning on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody is doing great. Uh, I hope everybody was awesome. Uh, we're going live here tonight. Uh, I will be addressing some issues of things. You know how people target this group all the time, where they come in and take things out of context. They don't place everything that I'm saying. They take certain things out of context. So I'm going to be addressing those issues. But tonight, as y'all can see, I'm wearing this nice shirt here. It's got dealing with horror, right? Things that I remember watching when I was growing up. Some of the characters, as you can see, Jason, Freddy Krueger, and several other characters here. I think Michael Myers is on here also. Several different characters from movies. So I wanted to focus on that, on the genre horror. That's one of the things I was want to focus on. How you doing, brother Joel Burgess? How you doing, cyberboxing? Hope everybody is doing good. I'm gonna send an invite to cousin Jesse real quick. If I can find him. There he is. Thank you. I'll show it off real quick so I can check it out. So I can get a close up of it. Here you go. A lot of characters. We got Leatherface down here. Michael Myers. Jason. I believe this is might be Michael Myers. Yeah, it's Michael Myers. There's Freddy Krueger right here with his claws. Uh, I think that one might be Leatherface. I don't know. Looks like Leatherface. Yeah, I got all kinds of characters on this shirt. Here we go. I was gonna wear this shirt for Halloween when we was doing the Halloween lives. It's just I didn't get a chance to wear it. You know, there was a lot of things that was going on with my mother-in-law and stuff like that. So I decided to wear it tonight since, we're going to talk about horror and stuff like that. How you doing, Sashi? I hope you're doing great. So what I'm going to do right now is share this live feed with some of the groups that I share my lives on Facebook with. And of course we're streaming live in here on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. That's a pretty kick-ass shirt, man. It's got like kind of like all the characters that I like from 70s and 80s, man. It's got we let me see. We got Leatherface down here. Uh Jason. We got Michael Myers. We got Freddy Krueger up on top. Kind of like the main bad guys, man, from the 80s. This what this shirt has. Pretty awesome. Uh Sorry to hear that you're working. So I just wanted to share it with y'all. There we go. It's got all the characters that I remember of when I was growing up. Of course, it was like a lot of Friday the 13th. There was a lot of Halloweens. Yeah. There was a couple, right, of Leatherface, some remakes. Uh, but yes, I have another shirt like this, and that one has got Chucky on it. He's got Chucky as one of the bad guys also. So, yes, I just wanted to share this with y'all. Let me see if cousin Jesse is cousin Jesse going to join or not. I know I'll send him a link. But I'll continue the show regardless. I don't know what's going on. He said he was ready, so I don't know what's going on with him. Uh, I'll try to do something here real quick, brothers and sisters. I'll send you the link, man. I'll send you another link. We did another link. Send you another link. I don't know what's going on on your side, man. I'm going to share this to other groups right now. Oh, there he is. What's up, cousin? How you doing today? Marcus Bear, how you doing? Hello.
Hello there.
You sound technical difficulties?
A little bit. Can you see me now?
Oh, I could see you before. I just couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Welcome to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, ladies and gentlemen. Walks with Bear, welcome. Kusit, welcome. Joel Burgers, welcome. Real MMA, welcome. Smurfy, welcome.
So since people want to say I'm a bad guy, I put on the bad guy shirt here. I say I'm a bad guy. We got Freddy Cougar up on top. We got Jason
Hello, Madeline.
Voorhees. We got Michael Myers, and we got Leatherface down here. I think that's Leatherface. Yeah. We got all
Thank
kinds
you,
of
sir.
characters on the shirt. It's just people want to say I'm a bad guy.
Look, it's my Queen Madeline. Long live the Lizard Riders. Long live the Lizard Riders. Bendis forever.
How you doing, Madeline? How you doing today? So before we start on with the show, brothers and sisters, I would like to address some issues here that we're having. This we have. We already got somebody I will eliminate and terminate from this group when I get the chance. When they do pop up, uh, there's people been jumping on here, trolling, or should I say, infiltrating for other people. There's a certain individual that I put the time frame of when they showed up when my content got stolen from a group that they gave to uh, Dirty Ike or Corn the Cob or John Smith or Billy the Kid, what he wants to call himself, right? So I will eliminate this individual. So I warned people yesterday, don't be
Welcome,
coming
Lauren.
in, stealing my content. If you come in here, I already know who you are because I've seen you before, and the other person's channel in the past, I gave them a warning. I guess I said they didn't care about it, so they will be eliminated from this group. And I don't care who he's affiliated with. He came in here and is affiliate. I'm just letting you know when this individual gets terminated by me here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I'm just going to let you know that he's affiliated with Corner the Cobb and them. So if he goes crying to any other people that I'm affiliated with, I'm letting you know why I'm booting them out, eliminating them off Spiritual Encrypted Encounters because he's affiliated with Dirty Ike. He came here last night when he hardly comes in here and took some short clips from a video and he will get terminated. So for any admins or moderators from other groups, when I terminate this individual and he goes crying to you, because that's what they normally do, uh, just tell them that I know it was them, and that's it. They're eliminated from a group. There's nothing you can do about it because I will not add them back. I'm just letting you know. I warned that individual last night. I was talking indirectly to him, and he did that. He took some short clips from my video from last night, and they never place everything that I say. The only thing that they want to place is when I'm talking about somebody a certain way, but they don't place everything that I'm saying. So in saying that, I don't got time playing games with these individuals. If you got a problem with HCS, RCS, man up. If you can't man up, then stop wasting my time. If you can't man up as a man, don't come in at all in any kind of way, shape, or form. I'm just letting you know right now. For those that want to be my friends, that's cool. For those that
Even
don't
if
want to be my
you
friends, that's cool too. Uh, I'm just letting you know. Uh, keep on doing what you're doing. If you cross paths with me, then you better be ready for what's coming your way. That's all I got to tell you. And I ain't gonna be no talking. So I have created a news group for spiritual encrypted encounters. It's called SCE News. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the how they're doing the things, what they're saying, how they're flipping things around, and I'm gonna place what I'm saying, how they're trying to make me look like a bad guy because they just pick up certain things, but they don't say everything that I say. So, it's gonna be one of those projects that might take some time because I really don't want to be caught up in this kind of crap. Like I said, I'm a hands-on guy. That's why I was in the front lines in Operation Desert Storm as a combat tanker in the M1A1 Abrams tank. I'm a hands-on guy. I don't got time to be playing games with anybody. For those that know me from the military, they know this RC has had a short fuse. This RC has didn't play no games. If you came at him in a negative ways, he would deal with you very swiftly and quickly. Uh, that's all I gotta say. Dirty Ike, Corn on the Cob, Billy the Kid, John Smith, Kecorn, freaking pedophile, deadbeat dad. Don't hope to God we don't cross paths because if we do cross paths, you're done for, bro. That's all I gotta tell you. You're done. I will not have any mercy, any pity on your ass. You're the one that's doing all this thing. You've been trolling me for 5 years. Your ass is grass when we cross paths. That's what I gotta say about that. So I'm now moving on forward. And if you're man enough to settle this like a man, show your people that back you up that you're a man. Come face me and we'll settle it like a man. Here in Texas, we'll settle it like a man. If you're man enough, but I doubt it. That's why all the people that back you up are women, because you're a panocha, how we say it in Spanish. A panocha. In saying that, because Justin, you got something to say about all this?
yeah, man.
You want
Yeah. You
to
you
test?
don't want you don't want to hit that vato because he's gonna cry. My panocha hurts. Este palochu. Yeah, man. Nah, man. That shit they're doing is not cool, man. Because they're just picking everything that's not really what you're saying, man. But they're not taking into account that you're saying everything you're saying because of what they're saying. They don't show that shit. And if they ever come across us, man, we're gonna fucking stomp them down like they deserve. Cause you know why we get down, man. They can come troll me if they want. I don't care.
I'm telling you, you don't know, man. I ain't gonna say nothing about the fool no more. If we cross paths at the wind store, if I go visit Oklahoma and we cross paths, that's it, bro. I ain't saying nothing to the dude. I got to do what I got to do.
Oh look, we got Adolf Hitler in the house, cousin. He
I'm
says,
looking at the
Alexa,
comments here.
play Jewish Flames by Devil.
Just looking at the comics here real quick. We got Pablo.
Somebody wanna escort Mr. Hitler back to hell?
Let me see. I might just have to take a road trip, man, to handle business. I feel like going to the casino Windstar in Oklahoma. Maybe one day we'll take a trip over there. I've been there before. So these people have been coming in here taking short clips of what some of the things that I say, but they don't put everything what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, right? So that's for the games that they're playing. So this is Michael McGee. If I get a hold of you, I'm gonna beat your ass and all the troll asses that you have, and I'm gonna teach all of you mother effers a lesson in life. I'm gonna beat you down like a redheaded stepchild.
Oh, they're
Just
gonna
letting you
take it
know.
out of context.
Yeah, they can take it out of context. I don't care. I'm just speaking. I'm saying the truth. What's gonna happen to you, man? I remember I used to say people. I used to say this to people before in the past, and I'm telling them what's gonna happen to them. They didn't believe me, and they found out the hard way. I'm letting you know that we cross paths after 5 years that you've been effing with me. All that is, you know, not even the Heavenly Father is going to be able to save your ass. Because you know why he's not going to save your ass? Because you've been doing wicked things, and you're going to pay the piper, man. I'm telling you. If it's not me, it's going to be somebody else. Because I'm more sure you done mess with a lot of people.
Evening, Morgan.
I'm just telling you out of my part that you keep on playing the freaking games. I told you to stop. You continue. If we cross paths, I get a hold of your ass. Your ass is grass. There's nobody that's going to be able to help you, man. I'm telling you. Keep on playing the games that you're playing. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Take it however you want to take it. Keep on playing the games that you're playing. Let's see what happens.
Well, it's like I always say, man. You better hope the devil meets you before I do, because the devil's gonna have mercy for your ass. I'm not.
It's been about five years he's been messing with me with his fake profiles, man. 5 freaking years. I mean, for that many years, he could have found two, three jobs to pay child support for his son. That's what he get pissed off about. That's what the real problem is with me is that, at least I raised up my son and took care of my son as a single father and raised him up by myself, right? As a father slash mother. He can't even be a father. He's a deadbeat dad. And you want to blame everybody else for his failures as a father. He falls in the category of a deadbeat dad. That's what it is. That's what he is. And that's the truth. So he gets pissed off when I speak the truth.
He
He,
hates
he
it when you call
pretends
him on it.
to, he pretends that he cares about his son, that he misses his son, but it's all a freaking bullshit. The only thing he cares is about not paying child support. That's why he's playing the games that he's playing. He don't want to pay the child support. That's what that's about. He's a deadbeat dad. That's the truth. If you ask the little Hunter, he's too young. Maybe when he turns of age, he's gonna say my dad was a deadbeat dad. He's gonna say
Welcome,
my dad was
Josephine.
a piece of shit. That's what he's gonna say about him
Oh, he's beyond pissed,
because
Josephine.
because all the brainwashing that he's done, his son is gonna remember every negative thing that he's done to him, and eventually, when he grows up, he's gonna let him know what in his face. It doesn't matter how crazy you're gonna act. He ain't gonna be afraid of you, man. He might deal with you, and he might whoop your ass.
Yeah, what's his name? Joe Burgess. Yeah, he's upset with Abe. He's got combat veteran envy.
Yeah, they don't know how to respect a veteran. I created the show. Oh, let me get your big cousin. I didn't know. I forgot. I
So, man.
created the show to to vent other things that I'm going through, to keep a log of the things that I'm going through in life. So like that. Something were to happen to me, at least I have a log of how I am as an individual. So if something unusual happens to me, people say, "Hey, man, that ain't right." That was an Abe or whatever. Or when I do this platform, I talk about the things that I've been through, sharing my wisdom and spiritual wisdom and knowledge to help out people that might be going through something that I'm going through. But then you got these people that are fraudulent people that the only thing they're interested is money because they want to get their next high. We know. Look at the picture, man. that are placed on SCE News of that guy. You could tell he's on some kind of drugs, man. Look at
cousin,
his mouth.
cousin.
He's got a meth head mouth, you know.
With all those missing teeth, you know he's smoking the pipe, man.
So they're mad because they're not making money like PRT cable. To me, it's not about the money. I got my own money. I don't have to ask anything. I do the show because I love doing it. I love to help out people spiritually, and this is why I do this works. I haven't been able to do the works that I do because they've been trolling me and they keep on coming at me in a negative way. You know, they can deal with me spiritually, and they sure as hell can definitely not deal with me physically. No, I've gotten threatened and I'm still here. Where are they? No, nobody showed up because, like I told them, I said, "You come." It's telling me you're coming because you have something against me, and I'm going to treat you like the enemy, and I'm not going to have any mercy on you. You know, a friend is going to come as a friend,
Man,
at least talk to you. But if somebody comes to me with a bad intent, I'm going to give them exactly what they want. You know, I'm going to treat them like the enemy. That's the difference between somebody that might have served in the military to someone that's a combat veteran. A combat veteran means somebody that was in action, that that fought a war. I'm a combat veteran, you know. So, and they want to come mess with me. A fucking deadbeat dad that never left his mommy's left titty. He's still at the house with his mom. And
he's
you want
still
to talk to
using
me
that
about?
titty. He's still using that titty in other parts as well.
I'm just saying. Uh, and you want to talk smack about me? You got old hag women talking crap about me. They don't even know crap about me. I'll tell you what. I got sisters. I got cousins. Female that will quickly handle your ass. I know for a fact my old lady will handle your ass real freaking quick. Now you want to jump in the picture, fight for a freaking deadbeat dad, a meth head, a piece of crap, when he can't even fight his own battles. Stuff that he started.
He can't fight
He
his own
started that
battle.
with me
He's smoking the
with
pipe.
his fake account of Damon Peterson, insulting me. He's a piece of crap. I'm talking about you, Corner the Cobb, John Smith, Billy the Kid, all these fake profiles that you got. You're a piece of crap.
Yeah, Lawrence, I asked the same question if that was the real forehead on that lady, but no, it's not. He said he pasted the forehead of the witch of the movie Pumpkinhead on her. Oh no! According to what I heard, Joel, he wants more than a titty.
And then the other idiots that are affiliated with him, we got
The,
big titty Christopher Cuffington or Puffington.
the pink
You got
Ranger.
meth head all the way from Kentucky, meth head Barton, you know, wife abuser, and you got all these freaking
Power Rangers.
females, pinche brujas that are affiliated with them. You got one that looks like Jabba the Hutt. You got one that looks like freaking like what's her name? Norma Saldivar, the one that killed Selena, which is crazy Dana Ortega. You got another one that insulted me a long time ago, talking about her brother died for his service, which I didn't even know there was a brother. She insulted my service, and her house got blown away by a tornado. Mm, what would that happen? Why would a house get blown up like that by a tornado? You want to do wicked things? The Heavenly Father protects me, and you know, seven times four goes your way. Though all those people are still in cahoots. They've been going after paranormal round table. They've been messing with me all along. I just haven't said nothing, and now they're continuing to mess with me again. But I'm telling you, if I get a hold of your fat punk ass, you're gonna know who Sar Cias is.
Hello, cyberboxing, cyborg boxing. How you doing?
You're gonna have a sign, panhandler sign that says "Feed me more." Yeah, I'm gonna feed you something.
Puros
Feed you some
putazos.
chingazos, culero.
Puros putazos.
Some putazos. Yeah, la prima got my back too. Yeah,
Murphy.
that's the group I just created. SCE News, spiritual. It's just the abbreviation. It's SCE News. That's why I'm going to put all these people on blast. You know, I'm going to place all the shit that they're doing. You know why? Sometimes I'll make the videos that I do, so I'm going to place a content of what they're doing. It's like sometimes I feel that they're being unsuccessful of the things that they're doing. So now they're trying to come to my group for because we have real evidence here of the things that are around us spiritually. They want to target me. I guess I don't know. So their numbers could grow or something. I don't know where they're doing it. Uh, just ridiculous, man.
We're good, cyborg. We're good, man. Thank you. Thank you,
I've been to
Marilyn. Thank
Kentucky,
you for
Sister
talking.
Sashi. I was in Fort Knox, Kentucky back in 1989. I went in basic training out there. I went out there when it was cold as hell. So I know how Kentucky is. I have friends that were stationed in Kentucky for the military. And of course, you know, I knew a couple of senoritas back in the day in my when I was single. I knew some female from Kentucky. You know,
Hey, Rich
before I
Runner.
went
So what are you
overseas,
saying? The scrubbing
before I got
bubbles are here
deployed
now?
overseas, before I got deployed overseas, you know, I knew some senoritas from Kentucky. Yes, Method Nunley. Uh, I knew some senoritas from Kentucky, from your neck of the woods back in the day.
Madeline.
Well, I can tell you, they're like the chickle stick, man. I'm telling you.
Madeline. It says, according to Cobb's idea of evidence is throwing rocks from his pockets and calling it Bigfoot and tapping his sister wife on the shoulder, pretending it to be a ghost.
Well, we have the videos. That's all right. Cool. You want to mess with me? I'm gonna go into your shit, grab all this stuff. I'll be doing these things. I'm gonna make the video of when the roach is crawling your windshield and it crawls up your windshield and your sister thinks it's a freaking a Bigfoot, but it's a roach on the windshield.
Welcome, Robert Moore. How you doing? So do we, Kusa.
It's because they're in a little cult and they need that high, so they want to mess with somebody. They're mad because they're not getting their $20 donations to the little duckies that they're selling for $20, so they can get their next high. So they're mad about that.
Under Fire, welcome. How you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you. Cynthia's in here. Hi, Cynthia. I didn't know you were here. Yeah, You need to get a laugh, and it sucks, Morgan, but they don't know that me and cousin believe that stains on the honor should be washed off with blood.
I don't know what people's problem got, man. I don't know. They're illiterate. You know, if when they graduated kindergarten, they thought they graduated high school. I don't know. They're illiterate. Uh, I'm thinking is they have drug issues. Uh, all I know is that they don't want to cross paths with me. If we were to cross paths, it's not going to be pretty. They done said too many things, started a lot of things. Uh, Because Barton Nunley forgets what he said to me a long time ago when he was defending Dirty Larry Fisher, uh, disrespecting me. I ain't forgotten about that. I can forgive you, but I will never forget. So you're not safe, buddy. You're not safe either. And you're in cahoots with these guys. Man, I'm
And
gonna have to
guess
turn
what?
into the old Sergeant is how I used to be. Just take care of business, man.
And guess
PCP.
what? Now cousin Abe is in cahoots with me, so yeah, now y'all got some real trouble now. You don't want none of this. You're gonna walk over here, but you're gonna crawl back. If we let you crawl back without something sticking out your ass.
Trust me,
Hola, Cynthia.
Mr. Roach. If you stomp a roach enough, the roach is gonna die. It will not get up.
We can take care of you quick, fast, and in a hurry, Texas style. Mutual combat, baby. Let's go. You just gotta hard your carcass over here. Don't worry, we got vultures that can get rid of your carcass.
Yeah, it's
Ka.
been that long, man. Since the times of it's been like around 4 or 5 years since the time of when he messed with me and Sister Bettina Moss. It's been that long. I mean, I know how Brother Josh Turner feels and the PRT group. They've been getting messed with by a lot of people for a very long time. But me, I just don't. If people got a problem with me, we can talk about it. We can settle it a different way. We can come to a resolution one way or the other. But those fools from Oklahoma, some panochas, man, they're not man enough to handle business. And I say the same thing to some of this fools from Kentucky. They don't got those cajones, las bolas, to handle business. They hide behind women. The only time that these guys that I've seen that want to deal with somebody, they just want to mess with women. The only woman that I've seen them talk bad about is Sister Nellie Turner, Sister Madeline, but they never want to handle it with the men because they're panochas.
Yep. And go up to him face to face, go like this. Mutual combat, no weapons, skin on skin, bone to bone, man. He ain't got no money to buy presents for his kids, man. Who's
He's
in this
not gonna have
business?
no money because he spends his money on the drugs. He got no money for his kid because he spent it on the drugs to get that high.
I'm not a military vet, but I am a vet nonetheless.
I would have to put on some goggles on my face if I were to get in mutual combat with uh corn on the cob. The reason I have to put some goggles with some wipers on because I'm gonna hit him so hard that the panocha's gonna squirt on me.
Yeah. Cynthia said, "Leave our pan ochas alone. They're not good enough to be our parts of bodies."
I'm gonna hit him so hard that he's gonna
He's gonna,
squirt on me, man.
he's gonna
I have to
squeeze.
put on some goggles so I can hit it with the wipers.
He's gonna make a
That's how big
squirt.
of a panocha he is. He's gonna be queefing all over the place.
That's funny as hell.
I'm gonna beat him down so bad after so much squirting. He's gonna say he's dehydrated. He lost all his fluids.
Ew, I don't want no Bigfoot. Reject. No, Smurf. No, the Ridge Runner. Why would I want that?
Probably, if I were getting a fight with that guy, I would have to put on my mop gear because he's probably contaminated. Only God knows what kind of diseases that fool has. I really don't care what clips they're gonna make. They'll show up, and I already know what they are, and I'll place them on SEA News. Any content they steal from here, I'm gonna place it on SEA News, so y'all can know ahead of time what they're doing. But I'm gonna
I
say
don't
what I
want
what
none.
I say, regardless. Today we got the bad boy. We got all the bad guys in the house here. So I'm just saying it how it is, man.
I don't want none of it, Smurfy. Thank you. Tell you what I want though. I want the lipstick. That's what I want.
I hope they put the one that I just said. They're gonna punch him so hard that he's gonna squirt.
This fucking
The big
hilarious,
panocha.
man. Joel says you're probably gonna need a wetsuit.
Fucking dodge it, mother. It's gonna be like a sprinkler.
You're gonna be like that dude from that movie Kung Pao Into the Fist when that cow squirted milk at him that he's doing the Matrix.
If the females get in fight with the females that they're affiliated with them, they're so old that powder's gonna come out of them.
Poof,
Pinches viejitas roñosas.
poof.
Well, you seen the picture of that fool? It's only a face a mother will love.
Yeah,
He looks
she
all
loves
he
him.
looks all messed out, man.
Oh, she loves him all right. She loves him all right. Le dice, ven para acá para hacerte mío. Mío, mío, mío. Ish.
They say that I'm threatening them. I'm just making promises. You know, that's what normally happens. If you got a dog and you mess with the dog and you continue to mess with the dog, what's eventually going to happen, Primo? If you continue to the dog's going to change, right? If you're being violent with the dog or doing something to the dog, eventually the dog's going to get you. Eventually, it's going to bite you. Yeah,
They did use that clip, Morgan. They did use that clip already. It's on what they stole from the content last night.
yeah, they stole a lot of content.
She said that she's dying. Navia's Morgan. Let me see. Hold on.
I see it
Morgan
right
said
there.
that I hope they used the clip of him saying he would flip the wheelchair. They did.
They already used all the clips.
Yes, Cynthia, the lipstick. You know what I'm talking about.
That's all right. Where he's going, he's going to be well taken care of. What's the song, Primo, that they're gonna be singing to him? Turn
Turn
around.
around, bright eyes. Turn around, bright eyes.
Oh man.
Panocha Carpenter is for 38 now. Welcome to the roasting of the cream corn.
Yeah, man. There's people, and you got meth head, Nunley talking crap too. And if I see that fool, man, I'm gonna bust, man. His choke head is gonna fly off his head.
Cousin, if Josh ever does another meeting like you did when you went, come pick me up, man. I just want to slap the taste out of
Uh,
somebody's neck, man.
I'm not, if I go to another one, I'm not even gonna go to meet and greet. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to greet somebody.
Hmm. Do it like we did in the old days. Shake his hand, grab his hand, and just beat the shit out of him while you're holding his fucking hand.
I'm just gonna tell him. I told you to shut up. You decided not to shout. Now man up, and that's it. Handle business. Has anybody seen a running panocha?
I have, but it's not the one that you're trying to find.
It's gonna be running, all right.
I've seen many of those, man. I chased one down the street one time, kicking him in the ass and hitting him in the back of the head with a mag flashlight. It was an 8 cell one. Murphy.
So we did have somebody that came and infiltrate for them last night. I'm waiting for that fool to pop in here. If he don't pop up, eventually I'll get to him. I already know who he is. Just affiliated with Dirty Ike because he's the one that took the screenshots or the short clips of what I'm saying, the timestamps, and gave that to them. I already know who it is. I've been knowing.
Yeah, that's the one that we're looking for, Madeline.
Whoop that ass, and as punishment, call the succubus huccubus to come after him. While
And
they're
he needs
knocked
a
out,
hug. He needs a
we
hug.
can take advantage of them.
He doesn't speak
They're like, oh,
Spanish. He speaks
oh, this
Spanish.
channel is not Christian.
He
This
speaks as
channel,
Spanish.
this is the people that Josh Turner is affiliated with. I said, look, what I'm saying has nothing to do with Josh Turner. What I'm saying has to do with me. It has nothing to do with PRT. This is doing with spiritual encrypted encounters.
Do
So it
we
has
look
nothing to do with
Hindu?
Josh Turner. You want to point fingers at somebody, look in the mirror, corner
Do we
Cobb,
look?
John Smith, whatever the
Do
hell you
we
want to
look?
call yourself.
Do we look Hindu? Mahadeva, Bahata, whatever your name is. Do we look Hindu? Hablamos Hindu ese. Estamos hablando español. No mames. Yes, he speaks as spinach, Murphy.
You put it in the mouth, cuz
I can't,
somebody got
man.
rid of
I
somebody,
got no power to boot anybody out.
somebody got rid of him.
Yeah, Homer Simpson. You like Elvis, man? Well, apparently he's a pastor now. Go find him.
There you go. We got another troll here.
Viva las
Tony,
viejas, güey. No las griegas, las
Mr.
viejas.
Mucha. Uh, I want to say, awesome job, Sister Melissa, on raising Hunter. You're a good mother and father.
Let's go, moderators. Let's get these people out of here as soon as they show up. We ain't got no time for
I
these
got 'em.
pendejos. I do it myself, but it won't let me. Where is exuberance? Well, at least I know he's not with Madeline because Madeline's here.
I got him.
Hey man, do we look like Muslims or what, Primo? I wonder why they always keep asking that.
Because that was at corner the cop is mad because we're talking about him.
Hey, runner, you know why they call him Hummer Simpson? Hum. Hum.
Yep, that's corner the cop.
When we're on YouTube, cousin, I can actually boot them out myself, but on here I can't.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. On that's why I'm doing the live on Restream. Uh, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say.
Kusith wants to know if you're gonna talk spiritual encounters today. She's tired, been a long day, and her baby has been so sick.
Yeah, we'll be talking here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.
What's up, Joe Breezy? ¿Qué pascuis, loco?
How you doing, Joe Breezy? So,
Yeah,
okay,
we've
let's
been.
talk about some movies. Let's talk about some movies, right? Dealing with people like this, some horror movies. Genre is horror, as y'all can see, I got the shirt. It's got all this figures from the 80s of when I was growing up. We got Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, we got Jason, we got Leatherhead down there. I got all this shirt on today, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. You know, I was just addressing a couple of issues of these individuals, what they've been doing in the past 2 days. I have friends in higher places. They informed me of what they were doing, that they were coming into the chats, taking my contact and placing it in a group that they created. I'm not going to say the name of the group, but that's where they're stealing my contact and placing it out there, trying to make me look like a bad guy. It seems like to me that they sounds like they're worshiping me. They're placing me out there. Uh, so if you're a worshiping man, I hope at least you're kneeling down for me.
Yeah, kneel down. And what's up?
Thank you, Pablo. Gracias. So whoever was here last night, early in the morning, I did a live from 1 till like 4 something in the morning. We had a guy that was infiltrating for them with a fake profile,
Thank
wanted
you,
me
runner.
to get him on live here, but I never got him on live, but booted him out. Just like I'm going to continue to boot out these fake profiles that Corn the Cob has. I ain't even going to say his name because he's got so many fake accounts and all the people that are affiliated with him. The other thing is it's going to be a matter of time before everything is dealt. Everything going to be dealt accordingly to your actions. That's all I'm going to tell you. You can call it it's a New Year's resolution. You can call it fate, karma, whatever you want to call it.
Horror movies. Okay, which one do you want to start with, cousin?
Well, the some of the movies besides the movies of the shirt that I got on right now, it was movies from the 60s, in the 60s and early 70s, where if y'all remember correctly, at one point in time they were showing nothing but movies of cults, devil worshippers and all this stuff. We had uh the thing with what's his name? The guy with a cross on his forehead, Charles Manson, all this cult-like activity of people that act this way. These people that I'm dealing with, that's how to me, that's how they are. They have a cult-like mentality, which, like, to me, I truly believe that they're into something of worshiping, the devil worshippers, demon worshippers, corn worshippers, like children of the corn. I mean, we got somebody that likes corn, so it's kind of like that's some of the movies I want to talk about. What's one of those movies in that nature that you remember from back in the day, cousin, that was dealing with cults?
No, man, like the one that they just said right now, Rosemary's Baby. Uh, Man, I can't. I'm not into the horror genre, primo. I don't watch that.
Somebody
But
said David Nealman. Some say that yes, that was a cult like cult.
yeah,
I've
but that
seen
wasn't in the '60s and '70s. That was in the early '80s.
I've seen an old movie where they were worshiping Minotaur, or should I say not Minotaur, the other bull, where they sacrifice people or children, Moloch.
Cousin,
That's- uh,
your cousin says she wanted to give you an update on her friend Mike. He's still on the ICU, but now he's breathing on his own. She's thanking everybody for the prayers.
okay, you're welcome, cousin. Children of
Yeah.
Corn was about cult-like mentality. Then you got the inbreds, right? They live in the hills. Wrong Turn was dealing that was dealing with, it wasn't even a cult like, it was more of inbred people, right? I used to remember a lot of movies were dealing with cults back in the day, uh, from the 60s and 70s, where people were affiliated because they were in a cult, and they were kill people because they were used as a sacrifice for the cult.
Wasn't there a movie called Running from the Devil or something like that, man? There were these guys in an RV that were being chased by a cult.
What was it called?
I think it was called Running from the Devil or something like that. Running with the Devil, something like that, man. It was an old '70s movie, man. They were in an RV and they were being chased by a cult.
Somebody said feral humans. Yeah, I've seen some movies that have been banned from the U.S. Several movies that have been banned from the U.S. that were made back in the day. I think one of them, there's been a lot of them that have been banned. As time have changed, they ban them. But
Rotating.
let's see,
Damn, runner. There you go, white phosphorus picture. It was Race with the Devil. You're correct.
Race with the Devil. Well, we got a Chris Garetano here.
Mm-hmm.
Race with the Devil. Well, at one point in time, man, I mean, I remember cult-like activity in that manner, in locations where They're literally cults that they come out at a certain time at nighttime and they worship what they worship, and they're not out to do good. They're out to do wicked things. But I remember a lot of movies in that nature. I think I seen one where
Not
there was a bunch
Prima.
of females that were trapped in a location, and it was dealing with witchcraft and with witchcraft, where people were getting killed. I can't remember the name of the movies. I just remember seeing them. Uh, wasn't there one called Helter Skelter?
Yeah, it was.
What was that one about?
No, I don't know, man. I read a book called Helter Skelter, but it was written by a guy that helped carry out the Manson murders. It was called Helter Skelter.
I'm trying to think of other movies in the way they had to do with cults. Well, the real event that happened was Jim Jones, right? Jim Jones, the guy that killed all those people. It was like a cult. It was a church, but he made them drink out the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, wasn't that in the 80s, man? Though, or in the 90s, somewhere around there.
Uh, I'm thinking it was in the 70s when that happened. What was it Jim Jones, was it? Where he gave him a Kool-Aid, but it wasn't Kool-Aid. And he killed all the members of his congregation.
It was all cyanide.
There you go. Runner said that Helter Skelter was about the Manson murders. Yes.
Hmm.
Jim Jones, Gu- Guyana, and Kool-Aid. I mean, I remember some movies that they had on Who Remembers the Faces of Death?
I remember that movie.
The Faces of Death,
Hmm.
that there were some parts there that had cult-like activity where people were getting killed by cults. But it was just they said that really wasn't people that were getting killed. It was a movie, and that they banned it from the U.S. because it was so gruesome. I know Joe Breezy knows about these movies. Maybe we can send him a link if he wants to join. Joe Breezy is pretty knowledgeable about movies.
He said he knows horror movies like the back of his hand.
I think there was one movie called Satan Cheerleaders back in the day.
The the
Uh,
the killer clowns from outer space.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes were crazy, scary at the time. Yeah,
What about
yeah, there
the
was some.
what about the Final Destination movies?
Yeah, those pretty crazy. Also, Final Destination. I'm talking about way back in the day.
Breezy says he's down.
All right. Oh,
Sendo Delinco Primo.
all right. I know he's got. I think he's got friends. He was friends with one of the guys that played Jason Voorhees.
Welcome back, Annette. It's been a while.
Hey, let me find brother Joe Breezy.
Hey, cousin, Annette's back.
There you go. I send him a link. Brother Joe Breezy. Got Sister Annette in here. Me, I'm getting older, and so my memory is there, but I forget a lot of the names of the movies that I used to watch. I still watch movies from back in the day. I was watching a movie that was banned in the States a long time ago, but I haven't been able to watch the movie because you can't even watch it. If you look for it, Spit on Your Grave. I was watching that movie the other day,
That
but not
movie
the
came out.
original. I just
That
watched
came.
the remake
No, because that
because
movie came out in '78.
yeah, the movie is banned in the United States.
I thought it was called "I Piss on Your Grave." That's what I thought it was called.
What do you say? Fish on Your Grave?
No, "Piss on Your Grave." That's what I thought
No,
it was called.
I
It
spit.
what? Spit. Oh, okay.
I spit on your grave. So I was trying to find this other movie that had to do with a cult. I think it was called. It had a weird name because it's a foreign movie, but he had to deal with. Oh man, I was trying to look for it because I had run into this thing on YouTube of movies that were banned in the United States because they were so gruesome. One of them that made that list was the movie of the where the people land on an island and it's a cannibalistic, and people start getting killed by the indigenous people. That movie was banned because it said it was gruesome. Uh, Several movies that made in that nature. I think The Human Centipede was one of them also. They got banned from the U.S.
I think that's what it was. Runner. I'm not sure. I never saw it.
Yeah, the Cannibal Holocaust. There we go. That's it. Watkins was there. The Cannibal Holocaust is one of them. Uh, the other one has to do with Sodom and Gomorrah, kind of like Sodom and Gomorrah, but it was banned from the U.S. because it's about cult devil worshiping. I just can't remember the name of the movie. It had a weird name to it.
I know that Arnold Schwarzenegger did one in the 200 and 2000 something. It was called "End of the World." No, "End of Days."
In the days. There you go. That's brother Joe Breezy. How you doing, brother?
What up, man? How y'all doing?
What's up, Breezy? Take it easy,
I,
man.
Island of Lost
Obviously,
Souls. I think I've heard of that movie also.
I missed the chat for a little bit while I was firing up the studio, but oh yeah, I can get into all of these. Yeah, Spit on Your Grave, Buckets of Blood, The Evil Dead. Evil Dead's a very interesting one because that introduces the Deadites instead of basically being normal zombies. But
The book of
yeah,
Necroman, the book of the
Necronomicon.
dead.
Yeah, the Necronomicon. And that's
Yeah,
actually, people think it's a real book from like ancient times or whatever, but it was actually inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, who was he was a horror movie writer back in, I want to say, the 40s and 50s. Don't crucify me if I'm wrong on the date, but yeah, it was about the same. No, it might have been. Yeah, no, it was about the 40s and 50s because he was inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, and he actually started writing. Me and Monica did a whole thing on his career, but he started writing for like nickel and dime papers. But his whole life was really, really weird. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Never. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so if I butcher it, I'm sorry. Neva's Angel. Yeah, it was a Lovecraft thing. And it's very interesting if you watch Friday the 13th part, I think it's 8, where Jason goes to hell. No, that's Jason visits Manhattan. So part 9, Jason goes to hell. It implies that he's actually a Deadite because there's a copy of the Necronomicon in his sister's house. So it implies
Yeah,
he's not.
that happened
Yeah,
also on Freddy Krueger when the beast comes out like a three-headed
the
beast.
Dream Demons. Yeah, the Dream
Yeah,
Demons.
yeah, because
Early
when the guy was dressed all in black, and he was like they went a little bit crazy because they started talking about the Druids when those guys that were all dressed in black. They're saying he was Druid or something like that, like a Druid.
On
But yeah, he
Halloween.
was no
Jason,
for the Jason movie. On the Jason movie, when the
Okay.
guys are all dressed in black, you remember that? Or was it Halloween?
Cthulhu,
Oh, Halloween was
Cthulhu
it?
is the middle
That
one.
was Halloween.
Something.
Yeah. That was Halloween because that's when it was, I think, part 6, when Jay or Michael Myers all of a sudden had this little, it's called a kite tattoo. And he had a kite tattoo, and then there was the police ended up getting him and imprisoning him. And then the dudes in black come in and, you know, you know, murk all the police and set them free. So it's, yeah, that one. So when it comes to Halloween, so like part 1 and 2, actually part 1 was just supposed to be its own thing. So the original vision for Halloween was that uh, each Halloween was going to have a different protagonist. So in part 1, it was going to be Michael Myers. Part 2, it could be Kukui. Part 3, whatever. But it was a different thing that happened on Halloween. But people loved it so much, and they dug the Michael Myers character so much that they brought in the sequel to it, which
Because that's
was,
Day, Day of the Season of the Witch, right?
well, then that's when, after that part was over, that's when Season of the Witch came in, and then people went, "What? No Michael Myers?" So they
That
brought
it
back
became
Michael
all Michael
Myers.
Myers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Season of the Witch
I liked
when the
it. I
kids put on
mean,
the mask. It
yeah,
was crazy.
because if you think about it, it actually covers, like, soft disclosure type stuff, because in that you got like a Illuminati-esque kind of a hierarchy that's depopulating the entire nation by wiping out the kids. So so you got like a bunch of what we consider modern conspiracy theories wrapped into one movie. And it's also got the robots, so that comes into with the AI. So you got a high government officialism that's depopulating the human populace, and also introducing a non biological um, entity into the world, like AI or robots or whatever. So it's kind of like ahead of its time. It's pretty tripped out. But they were like, no, we want Michael Myers back, and then they got another 6 films out of it.
So they could have talked about a lot of other things besides Michael Myers, but Michael
Right.
Myers was he did good.
Yeah. Well, because everyone got hooked on it. Everyone got hooked on
The
the
Boogeyman.
multiple. That and the multiple Jasons, the multiple Freddys. And that's kind of like what Wes Craven was kind of making fun of when he did Scream. He was kind of like breaking the fourth wall, you know, because he was like actually going, okay, here's the rules of the horror movies: no sex, no drugs, no blah blah blah. if you do this or you say you'll be right back, you're not coming back. You know, and kind of making the playlist for it. And he was kind of literally like giving a shout out to the fans and breaking the fourth wall at the same time.
Yeah, that's one thing that always kept me from going camping, man. You went
Right.
camping, you did sex, you did drugs, you got killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. There is a couple in the early ones though, because they didn't have their, they didn't have their shit together. And they didn't have the rules down. So there are instances in the old, especially Friday the 13th, part 3, I think 2 and 3, where they break through, the final girl, they break the rule, but they still get to live instead of
Welcome, Jackie home.
Yeah, they haven't it down yet. Morgan, Breezy, do you always like horror movies or ever experience it? I've experienced plenty of paranormal. I grew up in haunted house. Like from 3rd to 5th grade, I lived in an extremely haunted house. But what got me hooked on horror movies is I think I was in 3rd grade, and my grandpa on my dad's side showed me the 1968 Night of the Living Dead. And ever since that,
The black and white one.
Yeah, the black and white
The
one.
black,
Yeah, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, and after that, man, it was horrible. Like because back then, y'all remember, like there wasn't that many blockbusters in like the mid to late 80s. So it was like a lot of mom and pop shops, or you'd go to even like certain grocery stores and they rent movies. And
Welcome to Black Bulls.
And I'd go out to oh, okay, Cynthia, sorry. I was just reading off the top. And so I'd go there and she'd be like, okay, you can pick 3 movies for the weekend. And they would all be just horrible freaking horror movies. And I'd just binge watch them all weekend. Then I got into it.
Yeah,
Welcome
I remember
to
going
my
to the theater, and they'll have some crazy ass movies there that I didn't even know where they came from. Like Dollar Night movies, and these movies were just like, there was horror movies, but it really wasn't. It was a little bit scary. I think I seen the one with Linda Blair.
The Exorcist.
When which one? Oh, not
The
the
Exorcist.
Exorcist. The one after the Hell Night.
Oh yeah, okay, Hell Night, yeah. That
Remember
where they lock them in the mansion or whatever for overnight.
Yeah. You say, "Oh, it's Linda Blair. It's gonna be awesome," but then it's like it was just a crazy movie, right?
Yeah.
Hell Night.
Yeah, that was a good one. I can't front. I revisited that because I watched it, I'm sure, when I was a kid, and then rewatched it probably within the last 6 months to a year. And I was like pleasantly surprised. It like still held its own,
I thought that what was going on when all of y'all guys and girls from South Texas would go into the Catholic Church and stay for a week or so, man. Like, oh, they're all gonna get killed or molested. I don't know. I'd be out there watching, smoking a joint, man. Just watching. I wonder if they're gonna come out alive.
Right.
We had to be there for about a week or so, staying there, and I'm like, well, them priests are having a damn good time. I can smell it.
Go to the drive-ins, man, when it was like three car. I think one time it was $2 a car, then they changed it to $3 a car. Back in the day. I used to watch all those movies. I watched The Exorcist there. I watched It's Alive. Uh, I mean, you name it. King Kong, the King Kong
Yeah.
with what's his name? The guy that played in Blade, that old man that played in Blade. Christopher.
Chris Christopherson.
Christopher.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
passed away not too long ago, man.
Yeah, he played in one of the King Kong movies.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I used to watch all those movies at the cinema. I seen them. I just can't remember the name of it. It's where people were like, go open their mouth, and like, and a freaking worm would
Oh,
come out of their mouth and go into the other people's mouth and transfer
Invasion
to
of the
them.
Body Snatchers.
It was kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it wasn't. It was before the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I guess.
Okay.
Or maybe yeah, it was some kind of red worm that's coming out of people's mouth, going into them, and it was transferring to one to another in that manner,
Do y'all
and it was
remember
taking
that movie called
over the
Scanners?
host. I just can't remember what
The movie called Scanners.
Oh, Scanners.
scanners. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That was with what's his name? I won't. It'll come back to me in 5 minutes after a shot or two. But
Ah,
yeah. But no, it's crazy. So when you look at the actual people that played in horror movies, like you'd be surprised when you really look into it, is how many big time actors their first movie was a horror flick. You know what I mean? Like Kevin Bacon, Friday the 13th, that was his first movie. Um, Tom Hanks' first movie was a horror flick, and it was like a rip off of Friday the 13th. It was a camp, massacre kind of a flick.
what was it
Um,
called?
I forgot the name of it. I'd be lying if I tried to shoot from the hip.
Is it the one where it's got a they think it's a girl, but it's really a guy?
No,
He's killing
that's
everybody.
that's that's Felissa Rose's sleepaway camp. Yeah, I
Yeah,
actually got
Sleepaway Camp.
her. I got her right there. So like all these pictures and stuff behind me are all actual autographed pictures from horror movie
Nice.
people. Yeah, yeah. Like I met and
Sleepaway
talked
Camp.
and yeah, sleepaway camp. Yeah. Johnny Depp, Friday the 13th. Yep, you're right.
No, Johnny Depp came out on with the Freddy Krueger movie.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. I mean, not Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, sorry,
Not everyone else. Yeah,
misspoken. Yeah.
it was the other guy that sings now that was in with Jason. He was a kid. He shaved his head off.
Oh yeah, he's known as the first Jason. I forgot his actual name. He's actually, I think he's going to be at the Cult
He,
Classics this year.
he's on TikTok right now, man.
Yeah.
He's in a band. He's got a band and he plays.
Hmm. Yeah.
He's Corey. What's his name? Corey.
Feldman.
No, one,
Oh, well,
no, one was
Corey Feldman, he was
no,
in Friday the 13th Part 4. He was,
no one was Goonies. He came out of Goonies also
yeah, and Goonies. But the dude that
and
jumped
Lost
out,
Boys. Lost Boys.
yeah, Lost Boys. But the dude that jumped out of the boat in Friday the 13th, the original, and pulled the girl down, who was supposed to be the child Jason. I forgot his name, but he has a band called First Jason, and yeah, he does his thing too. But I guess that's if you call Corey Feldman's band a band. I'm sorry, but that's so horrible.
He said
Have
he's
you?
living his dream. He said he's living his dream.
Yeah, he's dreaming about something.
Making
He's
everybody
like
else have nightmares.
a mixture of a young Michael Jackson and I don't know.
Yeah,
He pretends to be Michael Jackson, then he turns into something else. I don't know. He's got
yeah,
like multiple personalities.
yeah. I think his name is Michael Armstrong. Yeah, that rings right in my nugget. Yeah, But I'm one of those people. Okay, so like I hang out with because I basically live at the filming location of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they filmed the entire gas station scene. My wife is she's the pit master there, cooks all the brisket. So they have brisket, they have events, they have cabins you can stay out and hang out and chill, and total merch and everything. So it's kind of like a horror movie hotspot where a lot of people come out. And so I get to kick it with a lot of horror movie fans that hang out there all the time and come out to all the events. And like when it comes to like names and stuff like that, like I'm horrible about it. But these dudes would be like, "Oh, Bob Winesmith, that's the guy from Leprechaun and Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and blah 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 and Hellraiser 5 and and I'm like, yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I don't like if you ask me to you know say who it is or give the name, and I've probably met him, but and done shots with him and drank with him, but I can't remember names and faces to save my life.
He said he's done shots with him and drank with him just to remember his name. Shit, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
exactly.
remember his name either.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean it's like but it's cool because like we did a Killer Clowns from Outer Space reunion with Suzanne Snyder and like
Yeah.
the main star, the main dude star, and we all hung out and partied and had a great time. But I remember Suzanne Snyder's name because she was in Killer Clowns and she was in Weird Science, so that like rung the bell for me, so it locked it in my memory. But the rest of them I couldn't tell you who they are, but I could tell you which characters they are. You know, I'm just bad with names. Michael Ironside, that was the dude from Scanners. Yeah,
And they do
Michael.
it.
Yeah, Michael Ironside. He was from Scanners, and then he did this. He did this really weird, freaking like fantastical vampire movie. I think there were sequels, but it was like I couldn't make it through them. They were bad. Let me see. I can probably find first Jason.
Bad as the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah,
Oh man.
no, Attack of the Killer Tomato. Yeah,
Oh my
made it look
God.
better. Yeah,
Don Elvira.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a crazy movie, man.
Let me
Attack
see.
of the Killer Tomatoes. And we
Oh,
went
you
over to
remember?
watch it too at the movies.
You remember the theme song? Attack of the Killer Tomato.
Yeah, Ari Lehman. That's the name of the original first Jason.
Somebody
Ari.
says was the movie Night of the Living Dead, the newer one, is for the name of it. Uh, were two guys, one was older and young, and I think knocked over a barrel, and everyone started to become zombies.
I think you're thinking of Return of the Living Dead.
That's what it is.
Um,
Return of the Living Dead.
yeah. So the newer Night of the Living Dead was actually directed by Tom Savini, who was the makeup artist for the original Friday the 13th, pretty much Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And he was the first dude. So if you ever see back in the 80s where the blood actually looks like blood, that's Tom Savini because he was the first one to get the fake blood formula to look right. It didn't look like pink or fake. Um, and also, he was the reason why is because he was uh, he was in Vietnam as a photographer. So, like, he took pictures of carnage, and whenever he came back to the States, he realized that, all these horror movies don't look right, nothing. And so he started perfecting his um, effect skills, and figuring out ways to do a lot of these motion picture kills. Like, he was the one who did, like I said, for the original Friday the 13th. So, and one of them is Kevin Bacon's kill scene in the original Friday the 13th. And if you actually watch the way they did it, because what happens is he's laying on his back and he gets an arrow shoved through and out of his throat. And but if you actually watch the way he did it, like, Kevin Bacon's like sitting up, like, like straight up in a chair, and then there's a whole fake body going out into the bed, and then they pop it through from underneath, and then they have the blood squirter pumping the blood through a old blood pressure pump. You know what I'm saying? Like, from back in the day. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies. Who remembers the movie Milo?
Milo.
Anybody remember the movie Milo? He's dealing with well, it was supposed to be a little kid that had died. He had like a yellow jacket. It was rode this bike with a little bell,
Don't
but he was
remember.
No.
like he really wasn't a little kid. They had a it was like a I guess his dad was experimented on him or whatever, but he was like already a grown up, but he was killing people. The name of the movie was Milo, but it was pretty
Huh.
crazy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I remember movies like they tried to make it like The Exorcist. It was called Abby. Remember Abby?
Yeah,
What
I
about
remember that one.
what
Abby
about
was
that movie? What about the movie Ben about the rats, man?
Yeah, that or
oh,
Willard. Nah, that was from
yeah.
that was Willard with Crispin Glover. Um, yeah, and that's where the song Ben came from. Ben,
Yeah.
the two of us. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't
Uh,
remember Milo. That's weird. But a lot of these are like, it's like with horror movies. It's, to me, it's like pouring a gallon into a shot glass. A lot of it spills over, and then I just have to watch like 3 or 4 minutes of it. And I'm like, yeah, I remember this, you know, and I'll remember the whole freaking thing.
I know now, Cynthia. Thank you. Sorry, I was thinking, wee.
I'll be right
Come
back. I'm
on,
gonna go grab a beer real quick. I'll be right back.
come on, Cynthia. Come on.
I'm gonna put I'm put send it this screenshot to my so you can see what I'm talking about. Milo. I used to have that movie on VHS. I bought it from Hollywood. Sometimes I have the movies on sale, and I will buy the movies from there and add them to like a collection of horror.
All right, Cynthia. Don't make me send a spell to you that I know. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa.
Let me share it with y'all so y'all can see the cover of Milo. Can you see that, cousin?
No, I just see us.
Okay.
Did you chug that beer, bro?
Yeah, yeah. I had to go grab another one. So, okay, so between y'all, like, out of the genres, so like, if you consider it like creature features or slasher films, possession films, zombie films, what's y'all's fave out of them?
I've
I
always
mean,
been into.
if you
I've
got
always been,
There you go. That's the movie Milo that I was telling you about.
okay. Oh,
I've
so
always,
this
I've always preferred the Godzilla movies, man. I'm into a good Godzilla movie. I think I've seen every Godzilla movie ever put out.
okay.
I took a screenshot of it. It's about a little midget.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's after Anaconda, so it's more modern. Yeah, that like I'm not I wouldn't consider myself near the expert as I am on old horror. Yeah, like after the '90s hit, I was like, yeah, I thought Scream was cool, but so
So
hey,
many
what
freaking
you what?
movies that they just threw at us, man. So many movies.
Yeah, and you can't keep up with them all, and also,
Good Night Runner.
yeah, yeah, Good Night Runner. Yeah, it just changes up style so much that like I very rarely take a chance with newer flicks. And I watched one recently, and it was actually a John Carpenter movie, who did Halloween and but every John Carpenter movie, you can like tell it's John Carpenter right off the bat. Like, Ghost of Mars, like Escape from New York, Escape from LA. Like you can really tell that it is John Carpenter, without even 5 minutes into it. You don't even have to know who did it. But I saw one recently called The Ward, and I didn't know it was John Carpenter until the very end, and it was a damn good movie, and it wasn't complete horror. It was more like the revenge ghost horror kind of a thing. But it shocked me. I was like, okay, prove me wrong. All right, did a good one, no doubt.
There was a one movie, man, that I didn't watch. I just caught the ending, and it was kind of weird because these guys they were running from monsters, and they were on an island, and they made it to like a raft. And when they're taking off on the raft, man, a bunch of werewolves come out from under the water and drag them back to the island.
Nice.
What
I
the?
don't remember. I don't remember the name of the movie because I didn't watch it from the beginning. I just caught the ending. Yeah, I was like,
For the
what?
werewolf?
Werewolf was in water holding his breath? What? I bet you he smells like a wet dog now.
Are you sure it's not Island of the Dead?
I don't know what it was, cousin, because I caught it from the end. I didn't catch it from the beginning. I just caught the ending. They got dragged back into the island by the werewolves. Man, I think they had machine guns on them and whatnot. The werewolves did.
What the? Was it a low B movie?
Ah,
Yeah.
I had been smoking a lot, dude. I already told you I don't watch horror movies. I was just thumbing through the channels and stopped on there because I saw them running and running and they were being chased. And when they made it to that damn little boat, they thought they won, and then the damn werewolves jump out of the water.
Hmm.
They had machine guns, man. I was like, what?
The werewolves had machine guns.
Yeah, the werewolves had machine guns and they were
Dope.
under the water, man. They were soldiers.
I gotta check that out. I will find that.
What
Yeah,
the
I was
hell?
like, what the hell? It made me drop my joint when they jumped out of the water all wolf like. I was like, what the fuck?
Pablo, yeah, John Carpenter did do the score for Halloween, and he does it for a couple of his other ones too. But no, I have to check that out, Jesse. That sounds freaking awesome.
I know, man. Like I said, I dropped my joint, man. I was like, what the fuck? A dog in water, and he's got a machine gun.
I'm trying to. Let me see if I can find it. A dog in water and machine gun.
Werewolf, machine guns, and water.
Was
Dog
it those
soldiers.
soldiers?
I've never seen Dog Soldiers. I always thought it was. I thought Dog Soldiers was like a war flick. That's what they called them. Like they
I don't
called
know.
the platoon or whatever the Dog Soldiers.
Like I said, I just caught the ending. I caught the ending, so I don't know what the name of the movie was. But like I said, I dropped my joint when I saw werewolf with a machine gun come out of the water. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh, he's a Navy SEAL and he's a dog. Ruh.
Ruh-roh.
They caught him and started laughing.
Now you're a Scooby snack, bitch.
Had a little midget werewolf going puppy power.
Oh yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, no, the only one I can think of but I think that was a Tales from the Crypt episode where it was like the American soldiers were hunkered down in this house in Germany, and they're surrounded by the Germans. And there was this lady, and she was like dying on the floor, and she was like, "No, you gotta kill me," blah blah, blah. And they're like, "No, you'll be all right. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you." And then it turns out she was a werewolf, and they realized that they were completely surrounded, and there was no way of getting out. So they all let her bite them, So they became like this freaking warfare of werewolves, and came out the same like you're saying, but it wasn't in the water. But it came out and just started, annihilating the Germans because they were an army of werewolves. But they still like understood like military hand signals.
Well, I thought you were going to say they still understood how to sit in bed. Roll over. Can't find it, cousin.
Not really, man.
Yeah, I don't remember, man. Like I said, I just caught the ending. I don't know what the name of it was, but it just freaked me the hell out.
So, hey, what's your favorite? Like, if you had to have a go-to about what kind of genre of horror flick would you pick? What would you pick? Like classic, 80s, slasher, zombies? What would you go at?
I would probably go classic because I could actually watch the vampire werewolf movie with Lon Chaney. I could actually. It was scary, but not. I'm gonna cut your head off, scary. But
right,
yeah,
I like Bela Lugosi.
I mean, I actually like
The
watching
original Dracula.
all kinds of movies, but oh man, that's a tough one right there because in the 80s there was a lot of good movies, man. They come out in the 80s, but there was also movies in the 70s that were pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think it was in that movie Dream Warriors where my favorite line that Freddy said to one of the kids
Welcome
he killed.
to time.
He was supposed to be a wizard, and Freddy got his wheelchair. He goes, "I don't need that. I'm a sorcerer." He goes, "Yeah, but when you wake up, it's back in the saddle again." I thought that was the greatest line ever.
Yeah. Now that's when Freddy started getting funny. Because like in the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy wasn't funny at all. He was scary as shit. And then in the second one, we'll just kind of omit the second one because it was, horrific. But by part 3, when Wes Craven got back in the saddle again, that's when Freddie started becoming campy and having all of his good one-liners, like the "Welcome to prime time, bitch," and yeah, it was freaking dope, dude. Like just the way he brought it back, and the way Wes Craven brought Heather Langenkamp back, which was the original Nancy.
Oh,
That was
So
just.
which is you like, Joe?
when he
Which one
killed
I,
of the
her.
movies? Genre.
I like them all. It's kind of, to me, it's like saying what kind of music do you like. It kind of depends on the mood. Like if I'm in a certain mood to watch, um, like an old creature feature, and my girl's like, she's like, this is the most boring crap I've ever seen. And I'm like, nah, this is Bela Lugosi, Dracula. This is great, classic. But I think what gets my goat the most is 80s classic horror. Like, because back then, like we didn't, when we went to rent VCRs and stuff, or VHS tapes and stuff like that, it was more about the artwork on the cover. Like that's what got you. That's what got you to get it. When you saw like The Stuff, or Sleepaway Camp, or any of those. I think those were my most favorites. Like even Gremlins, I consider Gremlins, a horror flick.
What
Yeah.
about that movie, The Beast Within?
The Beast Within, that was great. That was uh, one of the first, well, one of the most overexposed bladder effects. Yeah, The Beast Within, because that's when they had like, so you can watch the effects technology start getting better and better. So like the bladder technology, where you can see like the skin bubble and change, that started with American Werewolf in London. And by the time The Beast Within came, they like blew his whole head was
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it holds its marker, you know what I mean? Most definitely. Yeah, I love that. And I hated when they went to the CGI thing. Like my wife, she bought me I forget how many sequels of it, but she bought me the box set of Tremors. And
Tremors?
Tremors was a great movie. I loved it. And I loved part two as a kid, but I never saw the CGI because, my brain wasn't wired for it yet. And when I rewatched it, I was like, dude, it looks, like you'd have like two real Muppet Trimmer, because that's when they got on 2 feet and they were like walking and stuff. And then you'd have like five of them behind them that look like a freaking cartoon. It looks like it's literally drawn and
Yeah.
animated. Yeah, I was like, so bad, so bad. So yeah, 80s to mid 90s, those are my favorites, just because of the graphics, the plot lines. Like even when I was a kid in the early 80s, when I was watching, what was it? Slumber Party Massacre, right? And the dude has this, like a 4-foot drill, and it's portable, you know. And I'm like sitting there, even as a kid, I'm going, dude, there's no battery, because back then you didn't have portable power tools. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's no way. You either had an extension cord, or he's got like 5 minutes of battery life, because they didn't have Black and Decker, 18-volt, you know, battery powered saws and drills and shit back then.
There was a horror movie that I saw starring Chuck Connors, man.
Chuck Connors, no kidding.
Yeah, and he was killing these teenagers, man. But the way he was killing them, he would cover their face with wax and make them just choke to death, man.
Really? I have to
Mm-hmm.
check that out.
The House of Wax. No, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen the movie. There's a
It was
cabin
something
and
like, I was like, Chuck Carter's really killing people? What the heck?
That was the
Jeff the
Fall Guy,
Rifleman.
right? Chuck Connors, the
No,
Fall
he
Guy,
was the
right?
rifleman,
The what?
the rifleman from the
Oh, the
westerns.
Rifleman. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to
yeah.
check that out.
I can't remember the name of the movie, man, but he was. I think it was called Tourist Trap, if I'm not mistaken, where he would trap the teenagers, man, and then he'd put them on tables like there, and then just cover their face with melted wax till they quit breathing, man.
Still, freaking check.
It freaked me the hell out, man. More than when he was a real racist in Roots.
Yeah. No, the only one that ever like really scared me. And I was actually talking to my mom and my pops about this like 2 days ago. And it wasn't because we were talking about horror movies. It was because we were talking about the 80s, you know, and growing up and being latchkey kids, you know, to where they just left you alone, you know, and then you had to, you know, go into the house and wait till they got off of work. And I was telling them, I said, the only time I ever was truly scared is they just got cable. So cable was like brand new. You had to get like the box on top of the TV, you know, and hit the channels. And they went on it. My mom at the time, he wasn't even my stepdad. He was dating my mom. And they went on a date, and they're like, "You good?" You know, and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, no problem." And I was watching either HBO or Cinemax, and I clicked on, and I'm in second grade, right? Second freaking grade. And I clicked on, and it was like, coming up, The Exorcist. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch The Exorcist. And dude, being in second grade, in the dark, like at night, and watching that movie, I was, dude, that scared the bejeebus out of me because I was raised Catholic, right? So, and I'd seen slasher movies and stuff like that, you know, no big deal. But when you're talking about something that you've been grown to, you know as a actual fact, like Jason or something isn't an actual fact. You know, that's like fantasy type shit. But you know God is real, and you know Satan is real, and you know demonic possession is real. And then to watch an actual movie about it by yourself in second grade, like, yeah, that absolutely scared the bejeebus out of me. Like,
Yeah, I didn't know that, Cynthia. I didn't know that. You know what movie scared the crap out of me, Joe?
what's
And
that?
that's because I had dropped two microdots before I went to the theater.
That'll do it.
So I was sitting in the middle of the theater so I could see it and not miss it. I was watching The Evil Dead, the one with Ash,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and when that damn thing came out of the basement, man, and stabbed that girl in the foot with
Mm-hmm.
the pencil, dude, I got up screaming my head off, man, and ran 15 minutes all the way home.
Man,
Yeah, microdot will do that.
No, I'm taking two, man. I ran all the way home. I mean, I got jumped in an alley and didn't even phase me, man. By the time I got to the house, my dad, what happened to you? Man, I was all beat up, tore, my clothes were torn, but I made it home.
Right.
I was sitting on my bed next to the wall, away from the windows with my blanket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get the ass whooping didn't even scare me. Yeah, no doubt. Motel Hell
No,
is
no,
a
no,
good
no, no.
one.
The first movie was
we're
scary.
gonna get you. We're gonna get you.
The first movie was
Oh
scary,
yeah,
man. But the second
oh
time,
yeah.
the second movie came out, the second part, it started getting funny.
Yeah, that's when it got. That's when it got. That's like kind of like the Nightmare on Elm Street thing. That's when it got comical. If you actually look into it, there's 3 other movies that because so Evil Dead was basically a like college homies kind of doing their thing, and they
Welcome
did
to some
some
office.
yeah they did some shorts before that. That was I forget the director's name. He's the same dude that did Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man with um
McGuire, dude.
yeah, McGuire dude, yeah. And him and the Bruce Campbell, they were actually homies, and but they were working on like short skits before they actually came out with that one. And but yeah, that was a no BS, no comedy kind of thing. And it's funny too now if you actually watch it. I was recently, well, I say recently, probably within the last 2 years, I was watching it on a big screen at my house, and like the moon, you can actually see
Oh
like
yeah,
a cube around the moon
yeah.
where they
Project,
superimposed it. Yeah.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was
man.
like on a projector.
That was messed up, man. For like 3 weeks, I go to the movies. Everybody be like, "Look, there goes the guy."
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I was seeing it
Sam
yesterday.
Raimi.
I looked it up and I was watching it yesterday.
What?
Evil Dead.
Thank you, Cynthia. He
Have
said, "Look
y'all
to you, Kristen Velasquez."
have y'all watched any of the new ones, like the remake or the
Uh, yeah, I
the
seen
Evil
them.
Dead Rise?
I think the
It's
last
just
Evil Dead was Army of Darkness was the last one I saw.
Y'all should
I
check.
seen them, man, but it's a lot of gore.
That's what it is, and that's what it always was. Evil Dead is it's more of a gore fest. Like if you look at like even old like 70s style Chinese kung fu, or a head get lopped off and it's like just gushers,
You're
blood coming out of it.
if you're talking about in the '70s, you're talking about what's his name? The Blind Swordsman,
Oh yeah.
Blind.
Itchy something or other, I can't remember, but he was played by I
Yeah,
can't remember
they
his name.
played him by that white dude that he was in
No, no,
Blue
no, no,
eyes.
no, no. There was a Japanese version of this that they copied that from, man.
right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they ended
I
up. I
mean,
forgot that dude's name, but
Katsuro Kato, something like that.
yeah.
And then there was another one that was done by his brother, his real life brother, called Lone Wolf and Cub.
Okay.
And there was a lot of head cutting and stuff with gory blood like that, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So Evil Dead is, as it adapted into what it became, it's more of a gore horror um comedy after Ash left, or Bruce Campbell. The comedy came out of it. It really didn't. But so if you watch and what it is it incites you to some of the most painful aspects. So I don't know if y'all watched the remake. I won't give up Rise because the remake is old enough to where I can put spoilers on it. But like where they walk in and the chick's got the piece of glass and she's like cutting
Oh
that,
wow, I remember.
cutting that, right? Yeah. And so you go, that's like one of the most painful, cringe kind of a things. And I hate to say that word because that's a Generation Z word, um, but the Evil Dead Rise, I think what's going to happen is it's going to be another trilogy, just like the original 1, 2, and 3, because where it ends is where the cabin begins. So if they're doing it right, the next three are going to be like basically a solid remake on the original Cabin 3. And it might even get into Army of Darkness. Who knows? You know. But I think it'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
2 hours, cousin. 2 hours on the dot.
Yeah, I'll be watching all those movies, man. I'll be looking them up. Sometimes I watch them on YouTube, or I'll use them. I'll find them. I'll be watching them. Some of them I remember, you know.
There was a line in one of those Living Dead movies. I don't remember what movie it was, but these zombies were eating the paramedics, and then they grabbed the CB and said, "Save
Yeah.
more
Save
paramedics."
more cops. Yeah.
Save more paramedics.
That's Return of the Living Dead. Whenever I had started my, well, I didn't start it. I can't take credit for that. These two dudes from Houston, they're interested in our music, and they created a record label and called it Troxin Records. So Troxin 245 is the chemical from Return of the Living Dead that turns, people into zombies. But yeah, what was it? Jeepers Creepers. I got him back here somewhere. The original dude from Jeepers Creepers. He came back. He came out to the gas station. It was a free event and just hung out and signed autographs. Cool dude. Really cool dude.
That was a good one, man. Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Classic.
I didn't like part 3. Part 3, no.
They just
couldn't do it.
It was way completely different.
There's too much CGI. Like all of
How about the Crow? The Crow.
Oh, with Brandon Lee? I won't do the new one, but yeah, the Brandon Lee one was good. I didn't watch the part 2. No, I think I did watch part 2 and just didn't care for it. But the Crow is dope. I liked it. Yeah, Tristan, I'll agree with that. It did come out at a very good time, because if I'm not remembering incorrectly, because that's when we started got into what was it called, like Blair Witch and like the found footage era, and then Jeepers Creepers brought us back to the how would I call it, the, like you said, cryptid, but more like the creature feature kind of a thing. And there's also a coalition between, believe it or not, Mary Poppins, Pennywise, and Jeepers Creepers, because they all come back at a certain every 34 years or every 24 years or blah, blah, blah. So so if you actually kind of break it down, Mary Poppins is in the same world, or comes from the same universe as Pennywise from It.
Welcome, Churag. How you doing?
Yeah, a lot of good movies back in the day, man. If I see some that I haven't seen, I'll watch it. Like old ones. Been watching a lot of old ones that I've never seen before. But then as I'm playing, the movie's playing, then I remember I've seen it. So
Yeah.
I get out of it.
Yeah, the ones I thought were really, really weird were those Wishmaster movies, man.
Wishmaster, yeah. I got him over here too somewhere. Yeah, Wishmaster was tough, dude.
How about Warlock? How about Warlock? The Warlock
Warlock
movies.
was a pretty weird one
Warlock
too.
was-
Man.
Yeah.
But of course, I enjoyed all the Friday 13th, Halloween, Freddy Krueger, or Nightmare on Elm Street.
What about
Yeah.
the other one
And
with
I would
Carol
go to all
Ann?
of them, man, just to check them out.
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Poltergeist. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Look, that taught me not to sleep with the TV on.
Yeah, fun fact about that one, Poltergeist in the original, where they're in the swimming pool and all the skeletons pop up, they actually use real skeletons for that
Oh, wow.
scene.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so right when they were doing it, because they have a sound mask over it, but right when they were doing it, they were like, yeah, those are real. So that chick's reaction to it, her horrified reaction, was genuine. Yeah, she was like, what? Yeah. Freaking out. Yeah. Yeah, Poltergeist was dope.
This
And
house is cleansed.
What was the name of the movie that the guy was like a pallbearer? There was like a little spear flying around.
Phantasm. With the
Phantasm. There we go.
spears, yeah.
That was a crazy flick, dude.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The one with about the orbs? That was
Mhm.
Phantasm, right?
Yeah, the spheres, yeah. The blink, zzz, yeah. That was, and you can't forget Hellraiser either, too. When you're
Hellraiser. Oh man.
Hellraiser was good.
Well, I think my other shirt I have has Hellraiser on it. It's got Hellraiser, Chucky, other characters besides this one's that I got
Yeah.
on.
Hellraiser that was a Clive Barker novel.
Yeah, Clive Barker.
And it's actually called the Hellbound Heart, and it's just like The Godfather. It's in the book. It's all of part 1 and 2 are in the first book. So it's kind of one of those things where it's a inside knowledge about. Yeah, if you read The Godfather, the original, you're reading the movies 1 and 2, and if you read the Hellbound Heart, that's literally 1 and 2 of Hellraiser as well.
Yeah, Jackie Hall. I did like the Puppet Master movies too.
Yeah, Hellmaster, dope.
How about the movie Troll?
Trolls, yeah, those are good. And
That
Trolls
scared the
1
hell out
and
of
2
me.
have nothing to do with each other. That's
Trolls, and then you had Critters.
Critters. Yeah, that was where
Yeah,
Leonardo
there's a lot
DiCaprio
of
got.
crazy movies. The Alien movies. I mean, all those movies from back then, man. It's just I'm trying to think of some other ones that we done forgot. I mean, but there's so many. There were so many of them.
You're
I
forgetting
mean, The
you're
Shining.
forgetting
You had
you're forgetting the best one, man, of all of them that I thought was The Thing
The Thing. Yeah.
The Thing.
with Kurt Russell.
Yeah, and that actually came from The Thing from Outer Space. It was like 1958, which was the original, and then The Thing was the remake, and then the newest Thing was the prequel to The Thing. A lot of people thought it was like a remake, but it was actually a prequel, because in the beginning of The Thing, when they see the dog coming in, and the people shooting at it, they shoot the dog. So at the end of the 2012 or 14 or whatever, the end of that is them chasing it because they know it's in the dog, and they're chasing the dog down and shooting it. So if you actually watch them closely, it's pretty cool how people don't realize that was actually a prequel. Silver Bullet. Right?
Yeah.
Silver Bullet.
Yeah, that was
The
Stephen
Howling.
King.
The Howling ones.
Howling ones, yeah. So Silver Bullet was a Stephen King book called Cycle of the Werewolf. And that's, if you ever get a chance, YouTube it. They got it on audiobook. It gets into it a lot further because that kid's story, Corey Haim's story, is just a smidget of the book. Because in the movie, it's over the weekend of the full moon, and in the book, it's the cycles of it. So it's like this month, this month, this month, this month. You know, so it's a lot deeper. Monster Squad, that was dope,
Hey, Cujo.
dude. When I became a dad for my firstborn daughter, and when she grew up, she looked just like that little girl from Monster Squad. And at the end, when she's like, "No, Frankenstein, don't go," he's like gets sucked into the whirlwind. Like, if I'd been drinking enough, like I couldn't help but like start shedding tears. I'm like, no, yeah, I'm drunk.
Let me talk about Fright Night.
What about the movie Firestarter?
Firestarter is cool. Fright Night's one of my favorites, man.
Prime Night?
Back in the day, I love it. Oh, I love Fright Night, man. Well, Fright Night is actually a spinoff of Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. I think it's Rear Window, where the dude's in the Alfred Hitchcock version, the dude broke his leg and he's stuck in the house and he's looking at his neighbors through the binoculars because he ain't got shit to do. And he starts thinking that one of his neighbors is a murderer. And it's the same concept as in Fright Night, where dude thinks that he keeps spying on his neighbor and thinking that he's a vampire. And then they also did one with, I think it was Shia LaBeouf, or however you pronounce his name, where
LaBeouf.
Yeah, where he got into the wreck with his dad. His dad died, and he's stuck with a broken leg. Same concept, yeah. Same movie, just with vampires instead of murder. Serial killers or whatever.
It's a classical movie that the car.
Oh, Christine.
No, the car.
The car was a black car.
It was a black Lincoln, man, that went around honking and killing people.
Okay.
That was like 1977 or 78 when that movie came out, man.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Did you ever see that one where it was the freaking tire that just kept chasing people? It was like ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous but cool. But it was, I think it was like the same premises of the car, but it was just a tire that kept chasing this dude down. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But
Does anybody remember the movie Demons?
Yeah,
when they're in the theater.
Yeah, in the theater. Yeah, that's
that was a good one. I seen that one, and then the part 2.
Yeah, Demons.
And I don't think they ever made a part 3.
No,
what about
it didn't.
the Boogies?
That was Italian director.
Yeah, it was an Italian director.
Yeah, I can't remember his freaking name. Is Fervier or something like that.
They made a part 3?
No, I don't think they made a part 3.
I think they only made a part 2.
They made Demons 2, and then Night of the Demons, but it wasn't made by the same dude.
Yeah, Night of the Demons is with Angela.
Right. Yeah.
And the movie The Boogans?
The Boogans?
Yeah.
Somebody said that movie was called Rubber.
Yeah, Rubber.
The one with the tire.
Yeah, it's fucking-
Oh my god.
yeah, it's great though, man. And yeah, I think a lot of those, especially back in the Gap, because there was a lot of substance use in those, and I think it was made for people who are just sitting around smoking pot or
Whoa.
just getting drunk. And because if you go sober at it, so like one of the examples I got is House of a Thousand Corpses. I watched that when I used to smoke bud and hang out, get toasted. And I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I put it on. It was like in the morning. I was doing dishes and doing house chores, completely sober, and I'm like kind of watching it. And I'm like, dude, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. How did I ever find this interesting? I was like, oh yeah, I was stoned to the bone. That's
Kind of
why.
like Ghoulies. Kind of like Ghoulies.
Yeah,
Ghoulies was that made me laugh, man.
yeah.
It came out
Yeah.
of the toilet.
Well, see,
What's the name of the movie where there's a crack in the backyard and there's a hole? Is it called Gateway?
yeah.
It's called
The
the
gate.
gate.
It's called the gate. Yeah,
The gate,
the
right? The
gate.
gate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
they
pretty
end up
creepy
killing
right
it
there.
with the firecracker. Yeah.
And of course, you had
Uh,
the Amityville
Amityville
movies.
was based on, I guess you could say, a true story. Um, that's one of the ones. That's what made Lauren and uh, the Warrens famous, right?
Yeah.
Lorraine Warren and whatever her dude's name was. See, I'm totally off
Uh,
horrible with names. Yeah.
how about
Um,
the movie The Entity?
that with I can't remember. I know her name. Like if you were to ask me tomorrow at 10 in the morning, I'd be like, but
It
yeah,
was
the
supposed,
entity
it was
was
supposed to be a
pretty.
true story.
Yeah, that was a true. That was based on a true story, but yeah,
Based on a true story, the entity.
that was a effed up movie, man. Like imagine, you have no control and you're getting essayed by
Succubus.
yeah, succubus.
Actually, that's what it was, like a succubus.
Well, it had been an incubus because it was a male, right?
Incubus,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Incubus on for her part.
But see, that's what they sketching out of movies and into actual lore or whatever. So the things that they would do is a succubus would go and harvest the seed from a victim and then turn itself into an incubus and mix the DNA and apply it into a female victim, impregnating them, um, creating a Nephilim, so or half demon. You know what I mean? Yeah, because it can manipulate both male and female drives. So it would seduce and then deliver. Barbara Hershey, that's the entity chick. Yeah.
You know how I watched the original Alien? I had my jacket over like that, and I kept bringing the zipper up and down.
Right. Jackie said, "Breezy, did you ever watch Freddy Krueger?" Like, yeah, that was during the era when I was always so.
There was an era where I was always like that, like that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever watched any of them while I wasn't from all the way till Freddy versus Jason. I stopped smoking like 3-4 years ago, maybe
Uh,
3 years ago.
I haven't smoked since '88, man.
Oh no shit, yeah.
I
No.
stopped smoking when my daughter was born. I stopped smoking.
I was chief until I got caught with a case, and I didn't get convicted of it or whatever, but I was in court system for about 6 months. So my lawyer was like, just don't, because they're going to probably test you, blah, blah, blah. And then I caught another case. And so I went about a year, and I was like on papers, and I was like, finally, I'm done with it. You know, and I was like, yeah, this is. And after that, I
No,
couldn't
see,
hang anymore. I
the
go straight.
reason I didn't pick it back up, man, is because when I stopped, then I couldn't handle the ride.
Right. Yeah.
Usually when I'm good, my windows are down, my music's blaring out in the car. When I do that, when I try to do that afterward, windows were up, no music, and I'm thinking everybody's watching me, man. Get all paranoid, couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. Same thing. I just couldn't handle the ride. I just fall asleep. I'd be like, I remember when what was it? Coming to America 2 came out.
Still haven't seen that.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, man, I haven't, I ain't smoked in a while. I've watched the movie. I didn't make it 35 minutes into that movie. I like hit it, and I was like, yeah, no. And before I knew it, I was waking up and the credits were rolling.
Wow.
Just couldn't do it no more. No tolerance. Oh, dude, yeah, the Hotel Cecil, the LA, Linda Lamb, I believe was her name. Yeah, that's very very spooky. Uh, that's not a horror movie. That's just straight horror. So I don't know if y'all know about that chick. Um, so there was this chick named I believe her name was Linda Lamb, Asian chick, and she went to the Cecil Hotel, which is a very haunted hotel in Los Angeles, and she went missing for a while, like 4 or 5 days, and yeah, Lisa Lamb, yeah, and so they had footage of her, like video footage in the hallways and in the elevators, and she's like going into the elevators, and she's like peeking around the corner, like she's scared. She's like tapping the button, like hurry up. But it never shows anybody chasing her or anything like that. So, uh, you know, distance of time, then everybody in the hotel starts talking about how the water tastes sweet and tastes weird. So they sent a janitor or maintenance dude up to where the water tanks are held, and they find her body in it decomposing. Her, I forget exactly how it works, but like the way she could have gotten in there, she couldn't have closed the doors behind her. So there's this ghost entity kind of like scaring her that's never caught on camera. And she eventually gets to a window, climbs her way to the top of the roof of the hotel, and then winds up nude in with the door shut on somewhere she couldn't have been. Like
Wow.
you couldn't have done yourself. So yeah, that's and the Hotel Cecil is. There's a number of famous people who passed away in that hotel. It's one of the most haunted hotels, and I want to say it's in L.A., not San Francisco. I think it's right off Skid Row. Yeah, that's a very spooky one. When I watch the footage on that, yeah, it gives me shivers. Like 'cause she's like backed up against all things. She's like, and then it shows the outside camera, and there's nothing there. There's nothing she's running. No human. The Night Stalker used to stay there, Morgan. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a very big high suicide rate. People used to chunk themselves out the windows all the time. Yeah, it's a very prolific haunt spot. I wouldn't stay the night there. I'll just put that out there.
Speaking of hotels, what about the movie Psycho?
Yeah,
Oh,
Psycho.
yeah. Great. Well, yeah.
Yeah, Norman
Norman
Bates.
Bates.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That house is still built on Paramount Studios. It's still there. They haven't touched it in case of like sequels or prequels. And then that show Bates Motel came out probably about almost 10 years ago. And they used it for that.
Hmm. Yeah, I've already told you almost all the movies I've watched. I don't watch anything new. It's too scary. Like the movie about
What about
that.
Cocaine Bear?
Yeah, that was a good movie, man. I wanted to watch it, but I couldn't. I couldn't take the stress from that bear just running around.
Prophecy.
I'm
He
gonna
he
break
like
me. I'm gonna
he
give me a bump, bro.
he'd be like, I'm like, he's not sharing. He's not sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, Nightbreed was dope. I remember that one. That was a good one. All right, I
Uh,
gotta grab
I
another beer.
agree.
I'll be right back.
how you doing, cousin? You having fun going down memory lane?
Yeah, I'm just listening to you, man. Just thinking, of all these movies. That's what I do sometimes. When I get off the live, I'll sit down on the couch, uh, turn on the TV, go to YouTube, and just look up a movie from back in the past. And if it's there, it's there. Or go to a site where I watch movies. I place the title, and if I find it, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't watch them horror movies, man. I'm more into action and comedy.
Well, yeah, I got a lot of action movies, but The Exorcist was one of the pretty scary back in its time.
That made me poop my pants when I was 10 years old, man. That's how scared it got me.
The Exorcist, they've made a lot of Exorcist movies. But
The
the
that
original
American
Exorcist,
that American Werewolf in London also scared me pretty bad, man. Death Wish wasn't scary, man. He was just running around shooting people. What about the one that he starred in that was called The Evil That Men Do?
the men do.
To Charles Bronson.
Oh man, I can't remember that.
In the opening scene, man, they're electrocuting somebody by the nuts, dude.
Oh, well, I remember a movie that had gargoyles. I think I knew it was called Gargoyles, but it had gargoyles. It's an old movie from back in the day where the gargoyles were in a cave. And there was a sheriff. It was nighttime. I think it was called Night of the Gargoyles.
Hmm.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah,
Not that I can think of.
no, I remember the
It's a
scariest movie I
70s
ever
movie.
saw was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I remember 30 Days of Night, that was Lou Diamond
Wasn't
Phillips.
it a vampire movie as well? Something
Yeah.
like that?
It was like one of the
Night of the
last Lou
Creeps.
Diamond Phillips that he did after Young Guns 2.
You remember Night of the Creeps?
Yeah, Night of the Creeps. Hell yeah. Chud. Chud was great.
Shud was a good one too.
Yeah.
I remember
Uh,
Chud.
yeah. Walks
I'm
with Bears
only
is Doctor Sleep. Yeah. Doctor Sleep is
uh,
part 2 to The Shining. The Shining.
that Chud movie, man. I thought that was one of my family members, man. We looked alike.
That's funny. No, Chud was great. That was one of my go tos back in the Gap. Um, I didn't like Chud 2, but Chud was awesome.
You didn't like Bud the Chud?
But the Chud, right?
How about the Night Flyer?
Night Flyer. That's Stephen King, also. Yeah, where the vampire flies a plane instead of actually flying. Yeah, that was dope. The book is way better than the movie. Like, so when I was a kid, when probably from about fourth grade to eighth grade, I literally read every freaking um, Stephen King book that there was. So I ended up like having kind of a hatred for the movies, except for Stand By Me. Stand By Me was like, if you read it, it is spot on spot, just like the movie. Like, they didn't change anything in it except for um, the dream sequence. The dream sequence in Stand By Me in the book is way scarier. Because so, like, I don't know if y'all remember Stand By Me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the dream sequence in Stand By Me, it's like his dad, and they're lowering his brother down, and he's like, you'll never be like him, Gordy, blah blah blah. And in the book, um, he's like caught in the swamp, like the leech swamp that they were at, and all of his homies, that he's with, are like zombies, and they're like dragging him down. And so it's kind of like the same point where River Phoenix is talking to him in the movie, and he's like, "You can't keep letting your friends drag you down because your friends can't drag you down." Blah blah blah. But they're like pulling him into the abyss, and they're zombie-ish. And also at the end of the book, so remember they stood up to Ace and all the, you know, um, the older gang, right? Eyeball and Ace and all those. Uh, After that, there's a whole thing after that. They get them all back, and they like break legs and kick all those little kids' asses. Like break their legs and break their fingers and wrists, and then it shows how as they got older. So like in Stand By Me, when you get to um, he owned a hardware store, became a good guy. He tried to get in the army but couldn't, opened up a hardware factory, blah blah blah. Yeah, the body, exactly, Cynthia. Um, they actually they all died. Like, so, and they died like horrifically, like in house fires and automobile wrecks. And so Gordy was actually the only kid that got out alive. you know, and the rest of them actually died off. They didn't have like the peaceful ending that the movie portrayed.
Wow.
And there's actually on YouTube there is a audiobook version of it that's done by Stephen King, where he does all the voices, so it sounds exactly like the movie. Well, not exactly, but pretty damn close. You know, so if you got like 11 hours of time, you know, sit there and listen to it, it's worth it.
What about that the Stand movie?
The Stand, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was in a mental institution when I read The Stand, and
Wow.
yeah, I read it in, I want to say, 12 days, and that's like a 2,000 to 3,000 page book. So yeah, that's saying something. I didn't have nothing to do. But The Stand is very prolific too. Like I was talking about, um, I forget which other movie I was talking about, but it has to do with the one world government, um, the big plague, you know. And I won't say it because it's YouTube. So, but a plague that goes upon people, and then that plague leads to the annihilation. Oh, it was Halloween 3. But it goes to the annihilation and dispopulation of people, which is it's more interesting, not as much horror, but very, you gotta learn who to trust. You know what I'm saying?
How about the movie 13 Ghosts?
13 Ghosts is good. You're talking about the newer one with
Yeah,
yeah. The dude from Scream. Forget his
yeah.
freaking name.
It was Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. There was a 1950s or 60s 13 Ghosts. Same kind of
Remember
concept, just not as.
with Vincent Price?
Yeah, with inspiration.
They used to have a lot of good movies, Vincent Price, back in the day.
That's what I liked about Price, because I'm a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. So I've read Edgar Allan Poe since I was 12 years old, and Vincent Price did most of the film adaptations of Vincent Price, from the Black Cat, Fall of House of Usher, you know, you name it. The Raven, Telltale Heart. You know, he did tons of them, and even ones that weren't popular. You know, and I look at um, Edgar Allan Poe the same way I look at like a lot of '80s rock bands, like, and even like Leonard Skinner. The ones that you know, like Sweet Home Alabama or Freebird or blah blah blah, those aren't near as good as the ones you've never heard. You know, you listen to the ones that you never heard, and you're like, dude, that is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. You know, so I'm definitely a big fan on those.
Yeah, I was always a fan of Vincent Price, man. I liked his movies. I used to watch a lot of Abbott and Costello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they would make those comedy movies with a werewolf and
Yep.
Dracula and Frankenstein.
Yeah, Vincent Price meet Frankenstein. Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah.
We're talking about horror, man. We can't forget why I have trauma getting into the ocean. What about the shark movies, man?
The what?
Jaws,
Jaws.
Jaws,
Oh, Jaws.
Piranha.
Like Jaws and
Hey
Piranha.
man,
What is that?
the people, those sharks are been attacking people, man. Now,
Dude,
because people,
they got freaking bull sharks being spotted up here in the Guadalupe, uh, like right down the road from me.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, and no, that tripped me out because I think me and Monica had a discussion about it because she was from Cali, and I always thought that great whites were like New York, New Jersey type cats, like that they weren't in the Pacific, they were in the Atlantic. She's like, nah, then we had them down here the whole, and I was like, I've never heard of a freaking, a great white in, San Francisco Bay. I know they had like different types of sharks because that's how they used to scare the cats that were in Attica, or not Attica, but was the Rock. You know what I'm talking about?
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz, yeah. So I was like, dude, I had no idea. I always thought those were, Biggie.
Myth.
I thought those were Biggie Small cats, not Tupac cats. You know what I mean?
see the size of a gar.
Dude, guards.
Gars are pretty big, man.
We get guards down here all
Alligator
the time.
gars.
Yeah.
Man, I
We
got
get
a
'em
guard
all.
story for you. We were going to the port, and we decided to stop at the little stream that there, like maybe 5 miles before you get to the port. And there was four of us. So instead of casting the net in there, man, my ex brother-in-law got the top. I got the top. My brother Joe got the bottom corner, and this African American guy got we call him Sunshine. He grabbed the last corner, man, and we're dragging that casting net, man, through that little stream. Next thing you know, man, we get a big hit, man. It knocked all of us down. So we turned around and looked. Sunshine's running on the water, man. We pulled out. I think he was bigger than a 12-footer, man. Because when we pulled him out, he was long, and we tried to put him over a tree limb. He flipped his tail and hit my then brother-in-law in his knee, and then he started limping, man. He limped for like a month after he got hit by that tail, man. So we didn't have no firearms, so we proceeded to go out there and just beat the crap out of him with baseball bats.
What?
An alligator gar, man, is the only fish that you gotta kill once you get him out of the water because it has teeth. So we didn't have a firearm, so we fell on him
Baseball
with bats.
bats. The shit.
Yeah. We took him to the hood.
What's really hood, folk? Yeah, nah, that's funny, dog. Jesse, you bring out my gangster sometime. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Oh,
We're sitting there beating the crap out of that fish with aluminum bats.
There's a lot of shit down there in the valley, man, because there's so much. Well, there used to be at one point in time going from Raymondville to the port. There was nothing but woods. So there was a lot of things out there, man, that we don't know what the hell they were, But then they
Right.
cleared a lot of space. They cleared down the brush from those properties. But
When
there
the
was
Saint,
a lot of
Hey,
javelinas, a lot of deer.
y'all
That's
originally
where they
came
had
from
this.
the valley?
huh?
So
I'm
y'all
originally
originally
from,
came from the valley?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're from South Texas, man.
Oh no shit!
so
I did not
I
know
got
that.
that accent, man, the Spanish accent.
Well, I
I've been
mean,
up here in Central Texas since I was in the military since 1991 when I got stationed here.
because in
So I've
Fort
been
Hood,
up
right?
here. I stayed up here instead of going back down to the valley. But
Okay,
there's a
okay,
lot of crazy stuff out there, man, that we would see. When we talk about this werewolf-like creatures. I mean, this fucking I call them tornadoes, dark shadows. I got hit by crap in the face when I was running. I used to be a long distance runner. Cousin Jesse will tell you, I used to go running all the time, running at 5:30 in the afternoon, and I got hit by something on the face and chest that I was
Welcome,
running full
Brian.
speed. It hit me so hard that I went back. It messed up my momentum, right? Or should I say my pace? And when I looked, it was nothing but shit, man. Shit on my face. So I looked up to see anything flying or anything. There was nothing flying. There was no birds. There was no airplane. So the only thing that was close to me was a field. Was a property with a house. It was close to me, to the right of me, and that's where it seemed like I got hit by it. But what did I get hit by is something I will never find
right.
out because I was looking, I couldn't see. So I ran to the cemetery. I took off my shirt and washed my face with the water from there, and I ran back home. It's just I had an encounter that I had there. Something hit me. Where did this how should I say it, crap come from? I don't know, but it was a lot.
Whole lot of shit.
It must have been a flying cow. The fake-
I don't know where there was no cows there or nothing, man. It's just
Wow.
something like weird shit.
Nah, yeah, yeah,
Cousin just will tell weird shit like what happened, not just to me, but I'm more sure that a lot of people experience a lot of things, man. There was this field that people they wouldn't there was a certain field that they wouldn't cultivate it because every time they cultivated it, there was nothing but skulls and bones. I guess from where Pancho Villa used to
yeah, yeah.
come
Well,
across the border and kill people
yeah.
there.
And he
Well,
walked
there's a certain
backwards
field
in his
there
shoes. Yeah,
that they don't cultivate because they would kill people there.
yep.
Dude,
Just a lot of strange activity, man.
he had a
You'll be able to sense the vibe. The energies that are there is freaking crazy, man. It's out off the charts. My sister's in, I think in New Mexico. Was it Arizona? Where's it be at right now? She's living
she's
over
in
there.
Arizona. She's in Arizona.
So she's having all kinds of problems right now where she says spirits are coming to her, little girls in her room, and all kinds of things. They're talking to her, and I told her you need to cleanse the house. You can't give it power of belief, thinking it's a child or anything. So she's being spiritually attacked over there. I don't know if it's because of the limestone or what, but she says there's a lot of activity.
Yeah,
I was talking to her earlier. I told her I'd keep her in prayer. And I told her that she needs to tie, bind, and rebuke, whatever it is in Jesus Christ's name. She said that she was in a dream, and in the dream she was texting her son. Uh, in the dream, right, that she was having. When she woke up the following day, her son's like, "Hey, mom, how come you texted me at this certain time of the hour?" And he was showing him the phone where she texted him, but in the dream she was texting him, but the text went
right,
through.
right,
So I told her that was like some kind of form of like a possession of some sort where you know to her it's a dream, but something is infiltrating her that she needs to cleanse her home and fight spiritually. I don't know, man. She just moved
Now,
to with her son to Arizona or Phoenix, right, Primo? Where is she
Yeah,
at?
she's in Phoenix. She's in Phoenix.
well,
It's
now
in
I think
Arizona. It's in
like
Arizona.
my family comes from borderlines also, right? So, um, like my great grandma and my great grandpa, they're Apaches, right? So they would, and their generations before them, they would just ride the line in between the borders until the borders became established. And then they go, fuck around on this side and make hell, and then jump to the other side and back and forth. And, finally they ended up in like Gonzales and Bernie, and Central Texas, I guess you could say, South Central Texas, you know. But yeah, they would all the uh, I guess spiritual or paranormal stories that they would tell us always came from the border front. And I think that's because of the energy, that the border front had whenever they were doing the border wars. You know what I mean? Because, like, my grandpa used to tell me about how every time he had to go to school, they'd see lechusas. There's this one farm that they had to cut through the fence to go to, and there was a thing of cow bones on the ground, and it would try to get up and move, but it would move. It like try to get up and
Oh, wow.
and there's a ton of them.
Haunted land.
Exactly. My great grandma, her and my aunt Pancha, they would go to this. It was an abandoned house, and it had like tomatoes and shit growing. So they go out there and they go pick tomatoes, but this black shadow would come and like start throwing rocks at them, and so they called, all the guys out, and they'd be like, yeah, this throwing black, this black entities throwing rocks at us, blah blah blah, and they'd go out there with their 22s and their rifles, and they would see it, and it would manifest on the side of the house, and they would shoot it, and it'd shoot right through the entity and right into the house, So, but this was all on. So, like, when you're thinking about it as a city kid, you grew up in Austin, you know what I mean? Like, you visualize it as this old Western kind of a, place. But then we go to Laredo, Nuevo Laredo, and we go down there and they'd be like, no, that's right over there. That's where grandma's house was, blah, 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 and it brought realization to it. It wasn't just like, I don't know, like something somebody made up, But even when they got to Gonzales, Seguin, and Bernie area, they would still talk about all that stuff straight up. Like,
Well, there used to be a lot of battles there in all those areas.
that's
Battles
what I'm saying.
uh,
There's like
on
energy
the
there.
when they were fighting Mexico. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of battles in the small towns and wooded areas where people died, and where
Right.
there's ghosts in these areas.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
a lot of natives have died in these lands. That's why there's a lot of activity. People say it's cursed, because some of these natives were into witchcraft and necromancy, so there were some things they didn't want to die by the hands of other natives, so they would commit suicide. The whole family cut their wrists, bleed
Yep.
out, and then the one that they summoned, because it was a ritual, the one will come out would be a dark black entity, and it can manifest out of Mother Nature itself. And his mission was to, because the land was cursed, so it was to get rid of anybody that was on the land. So there's areas where there's a lot of car accidents. What's causing the car
Right.
accidents to happen in those areas, or people that not just car accidents? Uh, there was a house that blew up. and killed 4 people that were in it. The house was made out. They had no electricity. It was nothing but made out of gas, natural gas. All the lighting they had was a natural gas. So the house blew up and killed everybody inside the house.
Yeah.
Then a gas station blew up. The car ran into it and blew up the whole gas station. All this in the area over there in Nelms Grove, man. A lot of
Yeah.
activity.
We'll
Uh,
see. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it,
Crazy.
unless you're looking at like depraved lands, like, and even it still happens in like desert lands where life is barren. It still happens. Not as frequent, but I really think that anything where you have, and a stream or a creek or a river that's been, so where you have a food and a water source, that's been there for generations upon generations, especially during the wars, between the Native Americans, the Mexican Americans, and the Mexicans and the American Continentals, right? That you're going to find residual energy, and you're going to find a war. You're going to find a place where people were taken down, and it's gonna have a residual energy that if you call it that, haunts the place, or just like any building. I think the buildings are less frequent. I think the land is more, because if
Yeah.
you really think about thousands of years, say you take 1,000 years, right, and you go through one county, you're not going to walk 5 or 6 feet without stepping on somebody's grave. You know what I mean? Like, because somebody died there from,
So that was fine.
starvation, from, a massacre, whatever. And then
Famine.
you get your famine, right? Exactly. Smallpox, shit, But when you find those mounds of them, like Goliad, right?
Yeah.
Or these places of war where they literally did everything wrong to another individual, and that's what it is. That's Satan grinning on you, doing not just to one person, but doing it to masses.
Look
And
what happened yesterday in Killeen, man.
yeah,
Freaking a dude,
exactly. Well,
a
yeah,
guy just
Colleen's
drove his
crazy.
car into
Yeah.
through the Jesse Penny and started running over people, and
Mm.
they had to kill him. Well, what made the
Dude,
guy? They
yeah,
said he drove from Belton
yeah,
to go to Killeen and did that in Killeen. I mean,
yeah.
what
You
caused
talking
them?
about the original Colleen shootings?
No, 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 no. This happened yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
But see,
fresh,
that's what
man.
I'm saying. It's a repeat. Yeah, like that.
It's fresh. This guy was coming from Belton. As you know, he gets his vehicle, goes through the JCPenney doors, I guess. It goes in there, runs over a little kid inside the store, and he's trying to run over the people with his car. So the police gets there, and they have to kill him.
Yeah.
It's
Well, see,
crazy, you know.
yeah. To me, that was the first time. And I'm not talking about this one, but what you're talking about. But that was the first time I ever heard of, what would you call it, like a mass shooting. Was the clean dude back in, what was that? It was in
At the Lubies.
at the Lubies, right? Yeah, that was the first
I,
time I heard about that in Texas.
I
And
was at the Lubies. I was a 21st replacement. They hadn't gotten orders to go on a unit. So with some of the guys from the 21st replacement, where they were keeping us, we decided to go get something to eat out there. they stopped at the Luby's because it was close there. So we stopped at the Luby's and we're in the Luby's and I'm looking at their mess for this shit. I would just say at the mess hall. This is cafeteria food. I want to
Right.
go eat something else, some Taco Bell or some
Yeah, yeah.
churches,
Yeah.
something. And so you know
Something
what?
that's
You're
not
right.
cafeteria shit.
So
Yeah.
so we got up. We drove down Fort Hood Street, which is we drove all the way down to the down Fort Hood Street till we passed his. We were by the edge of the post. And we stopped by. There was a churches and a Taco Bell. We ordered our food. We had stopped at Taco Bell. Well, our order was we had barely placed the order, right? Next thing you know, on the TV, boom, it pops up. What happened? That there was a mass shooting at the Luby's.
Yeah.
So all the people that were together were just looking at each other, and we're like, man, we were just there. So it was just wasn't meant for us, you know. But if we would have been there, we would have been caught up with all that.
Yeah.
What's up, Eds? Welcome to the demonic hour, cousin. We've been on for 3 hours.
So, man, you're talking about the no disrespect to nobody here, but that's when the other people are getting high and they're gonna come and troll. That's what they did yesterday, man. They were trolling me like at 3, 4 in the morning, man. Freaking taking screenshots of the comments that I'm saying, and then they took that and trying to make me look like a bad guy. So
Right.
I'm not trying to say too much, but sometimes you just have to say how you say, not to these individuals, get a life, but like we're used to the old fashioned ways, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that mano a mano stuff.
Yeah. And then, no, I know, but like on that level, like, because I've gotten a few of those, and um, I I'd tell them, dude, like, I truly don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what you think about me. What you care about me, what you think about me, is none of my concern, and that would be me giving you energy, and I do not care one way, shape about you because you are not my judge. My judge holds a higher power, and that's the only judge I gotta worry about. Other than that, you're just trolls, and so what? So what if I lose subs? So what if I lose
Yeah,
views? You know, big deal. I can't take subs with me. I can't take views with me. I can't take anything with me but what my God and my Christ cares about me with. Now, if I did something wrong by my God or my Christ, then yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for that, and I'm gonna have to explain that. But as of humans, you know, like I really don't care. You know, like me,
it's kind of
don't
like
like
the
me, but I don't. You know,
it's like how we're talking about certain lands and stuff that might be areas. It reminds me of that well, it's a movie called Wind. I don't know you remember it. I think it's
maybe
got
that's all.
it's dealing with the wind of an area where it's an abandoned, where it's an area where there's not even a house, but when they open the door and go in, it's a house, but they get trapped like in time or something, and there's all kinds of demons. There's like a barn and all kinds of crazy activity happen in the movie. But it's called Wind, and they say that they belong. They're trying to keep that person in that land, like to become part of them, part of the land.
Right, right, yeah,
I know
entrapment.
you remember
No, I don't remember,
that.
but I understand. I understand the philosophy behind it. You know, yeah, but you know, ah, I'll get off on that another time. But no, like, I no longer believe that humans have any force behind it, whether it comes of witches or
Yeah,
whatever, you know, nothing. Like nothing. No, my end's gonna be my end, and it's gonna be between me and my father. and nothing between. I'm actually. I was talking to Monica about doing uh, a show on my channel about the way I live, and the way I grew up and who I am. And because people be like, because I see it in the chats and people like, oh, Breezy did this, Breezy did that, he, yada yada yada, and it's it's not my call or a care to feel any way about myself about the way people think about me. My life was my life. It was the way it was. It happened the way it happened. And my only judge is my creator. So everybody else in the world, in this mortal world, can literally F the F off because it's not their call and it's not their point. And if you want to make me unpopular in this world, in this mortal world, then um, so be it. Because my my immortality does not rely on people's judgment in this world. So take it or leave it. That's who I am. If you don't like it, leave it. If you do, hit the notification bell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I,
Yeah, that was yesterday. I got one day popped in. And he wanted me to give him a link. I never gave him a link because I already knew that he just wanted to talk crap. So I never gave him a link.
yeah,
Just he was trying to make up stuff. We found out that he had he said because he just I think he was affiliated with those people, but I never sent him a link. And I says I think Exuberance booted him out. Somebody booted him out. One of the mods. I think it was I told him just do whatever y'all think everybody wanted him out, so do what y'all want to do. So the moderators booted him out. But yeah, he came in late at just being disrespectful. I mean, not necessarily, but it's kind of like we're talking about homeless people. Some that I bless some homeless people, like if they're hungry and stuff like that. And he started with that, and he just went on and on and on until one of the moderators just booted him out. Yeah, I always have infiltration late at night from a lot of those people that I guess dislike the we have a podcast or that we do, we have our little show and do our little own thing that, they get pissed off. Maybe because we have real viewers here. I don't know.
right, right, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that. Like I would tell cousin Jesse, I don't care if I have 5 viewers, 10 viewers, 15 viewers. So long I can do my works that I do. That's all that matters to me.
yeah,
Um, and then these people just decide to come and attack. And what was weird is I was telling everybody, don't be surprised if they come between 3, 4, and probably after 4 in the morning because they're gonna get off their high. They're gonna come look on Facebook. They're gonna see spiritual corrupted encounters is online, and they're gonna come message me. That's exactly what happened.
yeah,
They're that's why I said I don't want to offend anybody. They're getting off their high. That's around the time frame, when the people are partying or whatever, selling their little duckies for $20, a pop.
yeah. And, I mean,
And they start messing with me, man.
make your $20, man. That's all you. Like, I don't judge
We already know,
anybody
right?
on
So,
anything
Bridget,
because,
what does $20 stand represent to you?
well, I mean,
Especially,
yeah, yeah. But I mean, to me, so the way I've called it on my channel many times.
mhm,
Judging people is above my pay grade.
yeah,
As a mortal, I don't get paid nothing for judging anybody because I don't know where they came from. I don't know what they're about. I don't know. who they are or how they gain their life as a person. It has nothing to do with me. So, that's above my pay grade is judging individuals. The only thing I can do is be real with myself, be real with the people around me, and if I wasn't that type of cat, then the people around me wouldn't respect me the way they do because they've gone through years with me and they understand who I am and they see me for who I am. And if you're not that kind of cat, then you're more worried about, the way people want to manifest who you are and think about who you are and put you in their nugget as
Yeah,
how you are.
to me, it was like I just mind my own business. I come from most schools. I've seen a lot of things. Where there's gangsters and people selling drugs and all that kind of stuff. It's like if you say something, something might happen to you. So I was just never say nothing to nobody. Mind my own business. Especially being like a combat veteran of where I've been and what I've done. I try to keep to myself. Like I was telling everybody yesterday, I created the first group was positive spiritualists. They got attacked, and then I created spiritual encrypted encounters. They got attacked, and I created it again. Then went live here. So, to me, I was using this platform to be able to vent or to, have a document as annotation, through the videos and pictures of what I'm going through. So, to keep my sanity, to say, right?
Right.
And to try to help as many people as possible. So, these people don't wanna they have a problem with me. They don't respect what I've done, where I've been, what my upbringings, where I've been in combat, and the works that I do, and they just want to disrespectful. So I'm the type of guy that if somebody really got a problem with me that nature, that they continue to mess with me, I mean, there's only one way to solve it. That's man to man. We handle it man to man. If you really
Right.
hate me that bad, that for about 5 years now, Joe, you know, this guy's been messing with me. And I said, if you want to settle it, man to man, but, you know, it,
Yeah.
no answer, but
No, that's true.
he continued to troll, so what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do? You know,
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
uh,
it
it's crazy, it's like, I'm not going to their channels messing with them. I'm just doing my own
right,
thing
right.
here.
Yeah, you ain't
You know?
going to his turf talking crap, man, but he's coming to
So
your turf
if I'm
talking.
going to say
No,
something because somebody comes in
yeah.
here with a fake profile, and they're disrespecting me and my
Well,
viewers, I'm going to say something to them.
yeah, but if it's a fake profile and they're being fake on the front, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like that goes back to OG stat, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah,
if you're gonna be fake on the front, then you're being fake and you're off the front because
yeah, yeah.
you'd be really be fake and that's the way the streets really hold it, And if you do pull that BS, then you ain't street cat. You know what I mean? Like you're a keyboard gangster. That's
He's not even a
because back
gangster,
in
man. He's like
yeah.
a
Well, I
wankster.
mean, not that's how I talk.
Yeah,
But but like if you're only on the keyboard, only talking crap, and think of it like back in the 80s and in the early 90s. Like if you had sauce with somebody, like at school, even or a different high school, that you weren't even at, and they had your name in their mouth, and they talk smack, blah blah blah, back and forth. Then back in the gap, you just find a when and a where. You know, you'd be like, all right, after school, you know, I get dropped off over here, I get dropped off over there, blah blah blah, and you settle it, you know, straight up. It
There's really
wasn't
no words. You know, there's really no words. You just do what you got to do because
right.
you know
Yeah,
this is it.
yeah.
That's why I
It,
say
it is what
to
it
the
is.
others, I got nothing. I got nothing against nobody. You know, it's just that you've added a pile of stuff because you said a lot of things about me that if we cross paths, I ain't gonna be held responsible for my actions. You know,
Right, right.
and I'm not gonna talk.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just gonna handle business, man.
yeah. No, I agree 100%. It's just it's the way the society's gotten to where you know it's like ah, it's gotten so weird, man. You know, back in the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, um, you could literally
Yeah,
go, you know, that cat was talking crap. He met me, blah blah blah, and he came into my space, came on to me, you know, and it went down, you know.
yeah.
And nowadays, it's so man. I don't even want to use the words because those AI words get triggered, but now it's so evened out is what I guess I have to say it. That it's like no, but you can say anything you want, so you can defame or you know, or you can talk crap about anybody and blah blah blah. And even if you meet them, you're supposed to have a
Yeah, I mean,
intellectual, yeah, an intellectual conversation about, nah, bullshit. And I'm not putting this on your channels as
yeah,
anything
true. I
you've
mean,
made.
is it,
I'm putting this
uh,
on my thing as being a guest. Nah, if fuck around and find out. You know, talk
Exactly.
shit, find out.
Take shit
And
to hit.
yeah, you're gonna you're gonna find out real fucking quick.
yeah, I had a guy threaten me here on the show. He invited us to send him a link. Then he's threatening me on the show, saying that he's gonna come to Temple and take care of business with me for Halloween. That during the month of October, he was to come here and handle me. I said, "Will you come? Just I'm not gonna be held responsible for my actions." He never showed up, man. I never heard from him. Another peep. I think he was drunk. I don't know, was it? But I think he's on steroids. I don't know. But I never heard from him again. You know, he said he's the real deal. Blah blah blah. That he was in the UFC or MMA. But he never showed up. Never contacted me or nothing. It's like,
And you know what they
whatever.
say, man? What do you tell a guy with two black eyes?
He's done been told twice.
Yeah, he been told twice. He don't tell him shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nah, and when it comes to
Uh,
YouTube, I have to like bar myself really hard because I think you know, y'all know how I speak, and if it really came down to a platform where I could speak the way I speak, you know, I think y'all know what I say because
Hmm? You
yeah,
saying you say
you
you
know,
say the exact thing we want to say, but we can't say
can't
it
say it
either.
right. Yeah, exactly.
but that's why on the stream I'm saying what I have to say, man. You know, but you know, I just leave it. I'm just gonna leave it up to God. Not unless they come at me in a negative way, then that's a different story. You know,
Yeah,
I'll take care of business out of the self
yeah.
defense. You know, and just handle the business.
Self
Well,
defense my ass. I'll challenge him to mutual combat.
yeah. No, I mean it's true though, and as Christians, that's a hard it's a hard knock life because you know we're told to forgive our enemies, We're told to turn the other cheek. You know, we're told to be the pacifist, and but if you really look at scripture,
We have to protect
um,
the vessel.
yeah, it's not like that. It's really not like that. Like if
You,
you are threatening me, my personal self, or my family, or anything, then you will get the wrath of everything that I got to give you. You know, whether I win or lose, you will remember that. You know, and we're supposed to give it the end of the ticket. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Finally, if you strike, you will get stricken upon. That's
well,
all there is to it. When
trouble.
Christ talked about turning the other cheek, that was a social platform. That was whenever, if exactly, bolt gun, Jesus and the money changers.
Yeah, but you don't really need to hit anybody to whip somebody's ass, Joe Breezy. You don't have to hit somebody to beat them.
Well, sometimes you do. I mean, sometimes certain people only feel a certain way about. Sometimes things only matter to certain people the way they matter to them, and that's where you hit them. So if it's economically, you can hit them economically. If it's physically, and that's the only thing they understand, then physically. You know, the turn the other cheek was really about uh, the one cheek getting hit, and then when you turn the other cheek and they hit that again, that's the not caring anymore.
Oh,
That's the all right, it's over, and that's when you literally, think of it like dude said, uh, what is it? And the money changers, right? Like a lot of cats that I know, they're like, oh, Jesus was a hippie. He didn't. I'm like, no, man. When the money changers came in and they were, slanging, inside of the temple, when they were slanging and they were money changing inside of the temple where it had no, he had wrath. Like he pulled wrath on him, and he flipped over tables. He, whipped him outside about it. Get out of my spot. Get out of my holy place. You know, and make my holy place. So
damn it, boy.
if you can't defend what your God has showed you and taught you, you can't just lay down and be a pacifist, you
Well,
know.
well,
But you
well,
can't
I'm
be an antagonist.
what
You
I'm
can't.
saying, Joe, is that if you grab somebody, flip them on the floor, eventually they're gonna get tired of getting up. So you don't need to strike them physically in order to beat them. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're right. You're right. But
Yeah, I've done that to the individuals. Give them, I call it a demonstration. You know, a demonstration of what they're getting themselves involved into. I'll give them like two chances from the demonstration, and if they want to continue, then they're going to get the whole enchilada. So
yeah,
the demonstration is just demonstration, so they can always opt out from going forward,
right.
right? So I
Yeah.
had to do that to an individual one time. Give him a demonstration. He wanted, I give him a demonstration, then I give him another demonstration, and then he opted out not to do anything with me. I give him some advice. I tell him because he wanted me to. What happened is he wanted me to smoke weed with him. I was checking the mail where I used to live in Elms Grove, and I told him I was good. I don't do that. And then he said, "Fuck you, old man," blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And I said, "What'd you say?" He said, "F you, old man." So I went up there. I had a cane because my walking stick with me, and so I wouldn't be advised to just say that to anybody because you don't know who you might be dealing with. And he said, "I'll kick your ass." I said, "Okay." It was like a young guy at 19 years old, I guess, 20. He was tall. I said, "How about if I give you a demonstration that you're not as bad as you think you are? You said you can kick my ass, but you don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been. You know what I've done, but I can give you a demonstration." So I did. So I said, "You can come at me however you want to come because you said you can kick my ass. I'm going to show you this demonstration that you're not as bad as you think." So he came at me trying to hit me. Next thing you know, he's on the ground. I got him by the throat with my fist ready to take care of business. Then I look at him and smile at him, and I said, "Remember, this is just a demonstration." I pick him up. He says I wasn't ready and all this stuff, and I said, "Well, just come at me whenever you're ready." And he came this time with trying to kick me, and next thing you know, he's back on the ground, and I got him in a certain situation where he's helpless, because I got him. Then he looks at me, and I pick him up, and I said, "Do you want to proceed to the real thing?" And he said, "No, I'm good. I'm good." And next thing you know, I don't see him. It's like 3 years pass by. It's nighttime. I hear somebody knocking on my door. I see this guy that was young, right? Bigger, buffer. I say, "Hey, can I talk to you at the park?" And that's where the demonstration happened. So I'm walking with him at night, and I said, "What are we going to the park? Are you going to give me a demonstration?" And I said, "Oh no, I just want to talk to you." He looked at me and said, "Look, I remember that day that everything happened. I just want to say thank you for giving me those demonstrations because when that happened, I took your advice. I joined the Navy, and I was in the Navy for 3 years, and I went to different locations and had fun and everything. Joined the military. I'm just here to tell you thank you for opening me up from that I was able to do something for myself,
Yeah.
and I just want to say thank you." And he shook my hand, and that was it. You know,
Well,
from a
yeah,
demonstration.
yeah. Well, that's the difference between a man and a boy. When we're
Yeah,
boys, when we're boys, we have ego. We have all that. We have all that shit inside of us that we can't be nested upon. We can't be grounded upon. When we become men and we're actually feel, you know, as men and being a predominant individual, you don't care about like being a boy, like when you're 12, 14 years old or 16 years old or 18 years old, if someone's like, "Ah, you a bitch," you instantly, I'm a what? And you go to it. When you're a grown ass man and you're a man, if someone says that and in your own nugget and your own emotional facility that you're not a bitch, it doesn't bother you because you're not. So you're like, dude, what my mama used to say. It's like water rolling off of a duck. Let water roll off you like a duck. And I never understood that when I was a kid because when people would be like, "Oh, you're fat," or you're this or you're that, I'd take it personally. Instead of going, "Who gives a shit what they say?" That's not my that's not my priority and that's not my prerogative. And I don't care what they say. And if you actually step in my way, and impede my traffic to where I'm going in life, or actually step in front of me, now we got a problem,
Yeah.
but just speaking it, so what? People speak shit all the time. People can tell me, um, anything on any level of, um, social format or whatever. Oh, this is that. That is this. Doesn't mean that I believe it. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus was blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I don't have to believe it. Now, if I were to take offense to it and go, oh yeah, well, look at the apocryphes and look at these other books of the Bible and blah blah blah. Why do I care what somebody else has to say? I don't. Now, if you're gonna impede my travel and stand in front of me, now we're coming to a head, you know.
Well,
But
gentlemen, I must go. Y'all have a good rest of
now,
the show. May
now,
y'all, huh?
now you're right, Jesse. I'm doing my last shot, and
Call it
because
a night.
Jen's gonna kick my ass in the morning because we got
No,
like what I would say toys, but
Just
packages coming in from Amazon tomorrow.
bye to
you're
So
everyone.
celebrating the
Bye.
holidays, man.
yeah,
You're in the festivities.
yeah. But no doubt, Abe and Jesse, man, thank y'all for having me on, and
That's no
I
problem,
most
brother.
appreciate it, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime you wanna come join, just you let us know, man. I just know that you know a lot about the movies and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to have you
I'm
on.
good at that. I'm good at that part. Yeah. But yeah, and to everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all for having me, and I love y'all, and Merry Christmas. It's coming up soon, and you know, one thing about Christmas is whether or not you believe in it, whether or not you get into it, and of course, there's it's a pagan thing, blah blah blah, whatever. That's cool, but you know, remember the ones that we've lost and cherish the ones that are still here, because there's a point in life that we have once or twice or three times a year that we really get to have anniversaries about people we love, and they're not all here, and be thankful for the ones that are. You
Yes,
know.
sir. I just lost my mother-in-law uh, uh, about a week and a half ago. You know,
Ah, dude, I'm sorry, bro.
so we have been going through that, for about 2 weeks, and that's when they targeted me. They try to get me on my lowest. But it is what it is. This people just are disrespectful like that.
Yeah,
Everybody here that's a regular knows what I was going through. That I even made a video that I said I wasn't going to do a live for a while till we found out what was going to happen. With her because she was in hospice, so we're just going back and forth to the hospital for about 2, 3 weeks.
yeah,
That's why I had to make no videos. And then, of course, people targeted me, and it's like it's crazy, man. They had no respect.
yeah,
That's okay. I don't know. I'll just leave it up to the Heavenly Father, and leave it up to Him. I just
yeah.
continue to do the works that I do here. But I really appreciate you, Joe, brother Joe Breezy, be on here. Would you like to say something to the audience before we go?
Um, Nah, man. I mean, I'd like to shoot my
Your links?
links and stuff like that, but it's that time. Whether you care about Christ's birthday being on the December 25th or whatever, I don't care. My main message, I guess you would say, would be, take care of each other and cherish each other and really hold that in, because damn, that's a hard one, because you never know by the next December 25th who you're gonna fucking have around you and who's gonna make it and who's not. And especially as we get older, so you know cherish, man, cherish, and love each other. Yeah.
Amen.
One love. God bless. And keep searching for the truth, especially when it comes to Bigfoots, because it's out there, dogmans and all that shit. Because and don't go fucking around, because you might end up a Bigfoot turd. So
Yeah, man.
one love, y'all,
What's the
man.
same the brother or the same brother show when somebody's trying to find out about something and then they find out the hard way?
Yeah, F
It's
around and
still the
find
same.
out,
What's the
man.
saying? Yeah, yeah, there you go.
All right, Abe. I thank you,
There's
man.
your
I
link. There's
appreciate
your
you.
link right there, brother.
Thank you.
Brother Exuberance placed your link. Joe Breezy, he shared it here on the live.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. God bless.
Thank you, brother. Here we go. I hope, you know, I'm trying not to, I'm not mad with anybody or anything like that. I'm trying to stay positive thinking. It's the holidays. It's supposed to be a time of giving, a time of peace, a time of love, right? Family, family love, amongst friends. And I'm trying to stay that way, Uh, Sarncias, man, Sarncias, private CIAs, any rank that have served in the military, you know, he's been in locations that shoot. I spent my Christmas uh, in Operation Desert Storm. I flew in a cargo plane that had nets side by side, elbow to elbow. That we flew to the desert that way in a cargo plane on Christmas Day. So I've been to locations of this people that are civilians they never be, or they would never be able to understand where I come from as a combat veteran, because they've never been there. And if they think that I'm just talk, uh, I'm just here to tell you got me mistaken, because I'm here. So in order for me to be here, some events had to happen, right? If I'm in the combat in the front lines, something had to happen to the enemy in order for me to be here in 2024 speaking about it. It means that there was a war, people lived and people died. So I just want you to leave that in your mind for those that are coming up against me in a negative way. Like I've told you before, I don't got nothing against nobody. I don't follow you. I don't troll you. I'll say it again, just leave me alone and let me do my own thing here, spiritually equipped and encounters. And if you can do that, I won't say nothing about y'all anymore or anything like that. I'm just letting you know. Just leave me alone. Let me do my own things here in spiritually equipped encounters. Uh, because you don't want to meet that individual that was in combat. That's the right combat. You don't want to meet that individual. I'm just letting you know that. Uh, just let me do my thing. your spiritually encrypted encounters, and we'll be good. That's all I'm saying. I spent many holidays in the field, Christmases, Thanksgiving, uh, any holiday you can think of. I've been in the field. 4th of July, I've been in the field. Any holiday, of, of because of the job we do, right? As a tanker, was to be always training, because we're the ones that were supposed to protect, or we're the ones supposed to protect we're the front lines. So basically, I'm the front line. That was the front line in the military. I trained with 135 armor. I trained with a cab. So yeah, I'm highly trained to survive a combat environment. It's just the truth, you know. Highly trained. So from somebody that's never seen nothing or done nothing, you just, all I say, just leave me alone, let me do my own thing, and we'll be good. I'll continue to do my show here, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. You can do your shows that y'all do, and just leave me the hell alone. Stop stealing my content, and we'll be good. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. I don't care about the trolls. When I do my show here, it's not supposed to be focused on trolls or people coming up against me in a negative way, or people saying bad things about me. Because they're literally playing with fire. You know, they're playing with fire. Uh, if I go to a VA facility and they have security follow me around because they know where I've been, when I have my appointments at the VA, they know where I've been, they know who I am, and they have to follow me around just to make sure everything goes well with my appointment. If there's 5 securities that work for the VA facility follow me around because they see me as a dangerous person because they know where I've been, right? They know where I've been. And you got people that don't know who I am trying to mess with me. Like I said before, you don't know who you're dealing with. I suggest leave me alone, do your own thing, and we'll be good. Maybe you can make that your New Year's resolution. Let's not be trolls. Let's just focus on our group that we got, and we leave it at that, right? That'll be make a New Year's resolution. I'm not going to be a troll anymore. I'm going to do my own thing. Stop messing with people. Just do my own thing. That will be good. I train in all terrains, all weather. Said, for those who don't know, when you join the military, you're in the front lines. They never tell you that you're in a situation where either you're going to live or you're going to die. So what do you got to do in order to survive? You got to do whatever it takes, right? With the training that you do, you got to do whatever it takes if you want to continue to live, right? To live another day. So you have to overcome the enemy that they place in front of you. It's kind of coming up against you, just like what happened in Operation Desert Storm in the Battle on Medina Ridge. We overcame the Medina Republican Guard, uh, other three guards that they had. Our front lines overcame everybody. Why did we overcome everybody that way? Because we wanted to survive. We wanted to live. We would have continued to live. I was only 19 years old when I was out there. I did what I had to do to live another day. And, like I said before, if I have to go through people because they're coming up against me in a negative way, I'll go through those people to continue to live another day and to continue to do the things that I do here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. No, I'll do what I have to do to overcome the enemy. I train daily. I hadn't trained. I mean, I trained like 4 days last week. I still do the training that I do, you know, that I've done since I was 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. When I was in the military, I still train, you know, because I'm getting older, but I always got to stay prepared because if I went up in a situation where I have to uh, get out of a situation or in order for me to continue to live to protect the vessel, I'll do whatever it takes to overcome that obstacle or individuals that come up against me in a negative way to continue to live. That's you got to protect your vessel. What's part with the vessel? Your body is who you are as an individual, right? Everything that what you've done, what you've been through in life. So you got to protect what your identity, right, of who you are as an individual. So when you have people being disrespectful about you, talking crap about you, well, then you gotta defend and defend who you are as an individual, right? That's what becomes a battle. You know, it could be a spiritual battle because there's some people that do that intentionally to see if they can find a spiritual openings because they might be dealing with they might be practicing witchcraft and necromancy as part of a cult. Trying to see if they can get you pissed off so they can attack you. So at this time, I would like to type on a rebuke any kind of witchcraft or necromancy that's been happening the past couple of days or weeks of people plotting against me. We type on a rebuke any witchcraft or necromancy in Jesus Christ's name. This we pray to our Heavenly Father. Amen. For it to go back to the sender because we don't accept the negativity. Amen. Well, there was one person that was kind of like this individual, but that person's not here anymore. You know, he passed away last year. I ain't gonna say his name. He's you could say I don't know what happened to him. All I know he's not here amongst the living. So may he rest in peace. That's all I can say. You know, sometimes when we leave it up to the Heavenly Father takes care of the enemy of our enemy accordingly. You know, so that's nothing dealing with me. The only thing I can do is continue to maintain my love foundation. You know, I'm doing this live on my channel, my group. I'm not going stalking at anybody, talking to anybody about bad about anybody in their groups and their lives. I'm doing my own thing here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, but they want to come and steal my content, take it out of place, try to make me look like a bad guy. Ridiculous, ridiculous. But anyway, brother and sisters, you know, like I said before, I have nothing against nobody. I never have. No, I do forgive people daily. You know, I just wish some of these people that I forgive that hopefully they can change their ways. You know, do a 360, show people that they can change. You know, that they don't have to be bottom feeders or troublemakers. You know, trolls or whatever. Maybe they can make a New Year's resolution and change their ways. You know, I'm not trolling anybody. I'm just doing my thing here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I don't got time to be worrying about what everybody else is doing. So that's what I do my thing here. But anyways, brothers and sisters, thank you, Brother Exuberance, for doing an awesome job. Brother Bogan, Walks with Bear, Sister Annette, uh, Brother Joe Breezy, Cousin Jesus Carvajal, for everybody that tuned in here tonight. I want to say happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and always maintain a Heavenly Love Foundation, regardless of who's coming up against you in a negative way. I still maintain my love foundation regardless, but I do speak of how I feel about things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's called venting. Instead of keeping it stored up within you, talk about it, how you're feeling. Because if you don't talk about it, all that's built up is going to affect you in a negative way. So let it out. You know, there's nothing wrong when speaking your mind. Just say what you have to say and move on in life with a heavenly love foundation. Yes. So, like I said, I know these people are trying to make me sound like a big bad wolf. I used to be bad when I was in the army. I was a bad MFer in the army. I'm not in the army no more. I'm a combat veteran, but I can still be a bad MFer if I need to, but I choose not to. No, I enjoyed seeing my son grow. He's now 23, enjoying life like everybody's supposed to, right? Every little moment that I can cherish, no, I'm enjoying it. You're welcome, Brother Bogun. Brother Bogun knows what I'm talking about. No, he's a combat veteran himself, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. They can make all the clips that they want. I really don't care. The only thing I know that people that come up against me in a negative way, the Heavenly Father takes care of them accordingly. So things can happen in a way where maybe when they think that they might be getting somebody back, they might not get them back. But it's nothing dealing with me. It's dealing with the Heavenly Father because He's the one that can make things happen for somebody. He can bless somebody. At the same time, He can take the blessing away. So it's not up to me. I'm just got a Matemma Love Foundation, and I will continue to do the works here on Spiritual Crypto Encounters. I do have uh this a new little platform that I created on the Facebook called SPC News Spiritual. It's SCE News Spiritual Encrypted Encounter News. So you can see the things that I'm going through and stuff like that. But I don't know if I'm even going to keep it up or not. But you know, I got like I said, I have a lot on my plate, man. We're recuperating from a loss of a family member that we didn't even know we were going to set up a Christmas tree or not. You know, but we did because there's other kids that children, and things like that they like so they can enjoy Christmas. So like the saying goes, the show must go on. You can't stop living life. You got to continue to move on forward in life. So we set up a Christmas tree, and we're just trying to finish out this year in a positive note. You know, I know my wife is still mourning. So imagine that we're going through all this, and people target me at the time of a mourning. That just adds more to it. Just adds a lot of stuff on them, man. There's some wicked people, but that's okay. I'll let the Heavenly Father handle the situations. Yeah. But I went Christmas shopping early in the morning after doing the live, and I was falling asleep standing up at the store. Uh, so by the time I got home, I wanted to go lay down, but it's like a 1 in the afternoon after doing the live last night. So I still got to wrap more gifts uh, tomorrow. or today, should I say. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, good night, everybody. God bless every single one of y'all and your loved ones. It's the Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Soren Cias, signing off. Good night, everybody. Peace out.